And credit Serge Ibaka. And there's the play right away. He knew it.
You will not see a better sight than we just witnessed. Unfortunately, what happened to Kevin Durant, but Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka telling the crowd, no, we are not going to cheer when this guy goes down.
And now had to be helped off by the medical staff, some of his teammates. That same right leg. As soon as we hear any word, we'll obviously pass it on. Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down holding his leg. Ibaka goes up and is fouled down the other end. And Durant grabbing that right leg.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And if you just seen what I saw, first, you seen the Golden State Warriors scratch out a victory to take it to a game 6. And when I say scratch it out, they definitely scratched it out. And then, of course, if you just seen what I saw on the screen, I know you looked at it. It looks like Kevin Durant has an Achilles injury. And this time, there really is no hiding it. We don't know if that's what it was the first time. It definitely could have been a calf strain that, because he had to put a disproportionate amount of weight, I don't know. Because it was already injured, his leg was already injured and wasn't fully healed, maybe it turned into an Achilles. But I've got to say, that's definitely an Achilles injury. I don't care what nobody says. To me. And I think we got video proof to show it. You know what I mean? Video proof to show it. And no, these are the first words, not the last words. Forget about that, what you just seen on the screen. But anyway, we're going to get this rocking, man. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live, drop a video, do anything like that. All right, so make sure you subscribe because we're going to keep you updated with what's going on with the New York Knicks all season long or off season long. We're going to keep you updated. Now, let's get to the get down, man. There ain't no sense in doing nothing crazy. Let's get to the get down. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know what you're here for. You want to talk about Kevin Durant. You just seen the video, right? We got a chat. I know guys they're burning to talk about it in the chat, in the video chat. I know you're burning to talk about it. You know, then we'll get to some other things. But you know, we got Nate, we got Guillermo, we got Aunt G, and somebody else who just joined us. Oh, that's Ernesto. All right, so we're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk about it. And man, oh man, what the playoffs has been. The finals is hot right now. They're disappointed in Toronto, but I'm disappointed in Toronto. You know why? Because I was upset when they started cheering when KD went down. I thought that was despicable. You know what I mean? If you're going to win with honor. That's all. No reason to cheer when a player goes down in that manner, man. So I didn't think that was cool at all. You know what I mean? I didn't think that was cool at all, but, you know, sometimes fans are crazy that way. All right, sometimes fans are crazy that way. So let's get to the video chat, man, and talk to these guys and see what's popping with them. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I did. Tiresome weekend, but a good weekend nonetheless. All right, let me see. Let me get to Guillermo first. Guillermo, what's good, man? Quick introduction. How was your weekend and stuff?
Yo, weekend was good, Sim. Weekend was good, man. But yeah, let's get to this situation. This might be the most fun finals I've watched in a while, man. This is fun, man. But I don't know where they're gonna get those 9, 12 extra points KD provided them, man. That you went down, man. That might be Achilles, man. And I think that sets off some
might be
some big things for us in the free agency because, you know, are you gonna give a guy that might possibly have a torn Achilles a max contract? You know what I mean?
You know what? We're gonna get into all of that, man, because I don't know.
But on the bright side, Tim, on the bright side, real quick, RJ Barrett, it seems like he's fiending to come to the Knicks, and I love it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it, man. Sounds like it. Nate, what's good with you, man?
Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I know you just seen what I saw, right?
Whirlwind of a game, man. You talk about, if you're a Warriors fan, you probably died, and then you revived yourself, and then you died again, then you revived yourself.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I'm with you on the fans, man. Hey, karma's a biatch, man. So,
Yeah, and that's the truth
make
too.
fun of them and you lose. You can't even close out a game in your own place, and watch out, could come back to haunt you.
Yeah, man.
Disappointed to hear about KD. I think our plans have changed.
Well,
despite
we'll
what the
see.
injury is.
I guess we got to figure out. I guess we got to see what the final, what they say it is. Finally. But listen. When it first happened and I seen him go down, I watched him grab. First he grabbed his leg, then he went down and he started holding his Achilles. So let me get around. We'll talk about it. Ernesto, what's good, man?
Hey, what's poppin', Sam?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Do you think the Warriors is 3-2 now? Do you think the Warriors can come back?
Well, they got a game 7. I mean, they have a game 6 at home.
They got a game 6 at home, man.
All they got to do is they take care of business at home one more time and let the chips fly where they may. Let the chips end where they might land.
Yeah.
Game 7. If it goes to game 7, the Raptors are going to be tight because
I agree.
I'm second. Wait a second. Didn't Toronto have a timeout left, and they didn't call a timeout with 15 seconds left on the shot clock? To win the finals, they didn't call a timeout and to run a specific play with that gives them at least 1 or 2 options.
Yeah,
that's just horrible, man. You can't slide. It's to clinch the finals, and you're just going and you're just treating the play like it's any other play.
Yeah. We'll see. Things can always be questioned. Questioned once you get into the finals. Let me get to Ant, and then we're gonna get to it. All right. Ant, what's good, man? Real quick. I know you said don't save your rant. Don't do it yet. Man, we're just doing the intros, and I know you got a rant. I know you wanna let off some steam. You know what I mean? So we could do it in a second. But what's good with you?
Man, I'm good, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna save it, but I think what we saw tonight was it didn't make any sense. It was uncalled for. It was avoidable. And we'll go into it, but I think that's a lot of what's wrong with the way we view players. And the way they get their money, and that's why I never blame Melo. I never blame Melo for getting every ounce of money he was worth.
Okay.
But man, it's good, man. It's a good series, I guess. I think the series has a chance to go the other way now. Especially because I don't see Toronto closing it. Because at the end of that game, like Kawhi was emptying the tank, man. That little run he went on, where he had like 5 straight shots, like he was emptying the tank. I think Toronto had to end. They had to close it. Kevin Durant may have had a Willis Reed moment for the Warriors there. So,
okay, we'll see, man.
They may be galvanized now. I don't know.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna get back to you guys in a second. All right. Isaiah, you came in late. You know what I'm saying? So when you come in late, just like when you're in school and you come and you, instead of you got 4 minutes to get to class, and instead of getting to class, you talking by your locker. You know what I mean? And then boom, you get to the class and the door is closed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be back. Don't worry, you're gonna get your chance, but you're gonna get your chance. You're gonna get your chance. I'm gonna get the Melva too. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it. Kevin Durant. Listen, I don't care. I think it's a pulled Achilles. And I want you to look at this. Well, and you guys in the chat, if you can get on to the, I know there's a little bit of a delay. If you can get on the stream and just take a look at this. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Some of you may have already seen it. But I want you to take a look at this, right? And I want you to look directly, watch Kevin Durant's calf. Okay, bring this over. Look at Kevin Durant's calf. You see his calf jump. Now, some people might say, well, that proves that it's a calf injury. I disagree. And I think there's a lot of people that probably agree with me. To me, what you're seeing on the screen is his Achilles rolling up the back of his leg. That's what I think. And there's some doctor that's on Twitter. I mean, I believe that the guy is truly a doctor, you know, who said that's what he sees is the Achilles rolling up the back of his leg. But that's what it looks like it could be, really. The Achilles rolling up the back of his leg. And then you see, I mean, I know you've seen the clip of KD leaving the arena on crutches. All right, I'll replay the clip so you can see it again. All right, but this is KD leaving the arena on crutches, right there, leg in a boot, and yeah, I think the man pulled his Achilles this time. That's what I feel like. I think he pulled his Achilles, and I don't know what that means for his free agency or anything like that. Who knows? I see some people say give him the money anyway, you know, give him a max contract anyway and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it means. And of course, you got to see what the severity is. If it's a pulled Achilles or strained Achilles or torn Achilles, you got to see what the you know, how severe it is as well. But it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for him, you know what I mean? Doesn't look good for him at all. Just for his career, I hope that it's not a torn Achilles. For his career, I hope it's something else. Maybe, I don't know. But the fact that you see in that video clip, you see his calf jump, which would signify to me that something got up in there, because your calf doesn't just jump like that, which, you know, says to me that the Achilles rolled up the back of his calf, and then he goes down and he grabs his Achilles, right? He clearly went down and grabbed his Achilles. That's what it says to me. You know, hate for it to happen to him. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, and then we'll talk about what it means for the New York Knicks. All right, Isaiah, okay. Now it's on you, my man. What's up?
Hey, first of all, Sam, I want to state one thing. I was never late for class. I used to walk to school every day. I walked to high school every day. Never was late.
Okay. I never, not once, ever. You were never late to school.
Nah, like I was honestly not late. Like probably like 95% of the time I wasn't late.
But there were times when you were late.
I was late a little bit, you know.
Okay, so 5% of the time you were late.
I'll tell you real quick, Sam. You know what's funny? I was more late because I got my first car when I got my first car my senior year. I was more late when I had my car than when I was walking to high school.
Okay, so you were late though.
Yeah, I was late like 5%.
Okay.
5%.
So then it's safe to say that you tell lies from time to time as well.
Well, I don't tell lies. But,
I mean, you just got on here and said I never was late to school, and now you changed it to 5%. Then you changed it to I was more late when I got my car. I mean, it keeps, you know.
Well, look. I was a little late, not a lot.
All right.
A little.
Okay. All right. Well, you were late to the chat. You was late to the chat.
I rest in peace to my man from the Ghetto Boys. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, I want to start off by saying I 100% agree with you, Sim. The Toronto Raptors fans were very disgusting. That wasn't cool. I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, we all love sports, but we don't. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate you know, cheering. And I seen that one dude. Everybody seen that one dude, you know, waving at Kevin Durant. It's like come on, man. We all love sports, man. That's not cool, man. It's just crazy. But you know, like you said, karma's crazy. And, you know, they forced the game. They forced the game 6. And you know, this is listen, man. If I'm the Knicks, man, I know we're gonna get into it a little bit later, but I don't know, Sim. I don't know about KD if it really is a torn Achilles or he pulled it, or you know, it's gonna be tough to me to see the Knicks sign an injured player, and knowing that it's gonna take him about a year and a half or maybe 2 years to get back to the form that. You know, because right now, to me, nowadays, man, the Achilles is worse than the ACL, man. Nowadays, man, Achilles, man, this is taking. I mean, look at Kobe, look at DeMarcus Cousins. It's like the Achilles, man, is the ruptured Achilles is the new torn ACL, man. So you know, players like the KD, man, I hope it isn't Achilles, but you know, we got to see.
Yeah. We'll see what it is. Let me get a Mel over here, and I'll get back to you. All right.
All right, man.
Hey Mel, what's good, man?
Sim, what's good, brother?
I'm good, man. How you been? It's been a while. Glad to see you, man.
A lot of life stuff going on, man. But I'm still tuned in.
Nah, stay strong, man. Keep going. Keep doing what you got to do. I'll get it. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think, man?
It's good. Ain't no bad stuff. Just a lot of change.
Right.
A lot of change. Just trying to catch up on shit.
Okay, cool, good.
But I'm good, man.
Yeah. So what you think, man? Is that an Achilles?
I was sitting here with my son watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it started, I told him the smart thing for them to do is turn KD into a spot-up shooter today, just to get him in his rhythm and all of that. And then he started off like that. And as soon as he did that move, I knew what it was. Once I saw that close-up video, to me, it looks like Achilles. But the first injury, when they said it was his calf, I thought he did something to his Achilles the first injury. I thought they've been lying. I don't think it was a torn Achilles, but I think he did something to his Achilles the first time. But I blame everybody, man. I blame KD. I blame his agent. I blame the Warriors. Like, they should have known to keep that dude out, man. And
right.
The media, all of the shit that the media be talking about him, and he should do this now, and like KD, mentally, I don't think KD got it mentally, man. He got to be stronger than that. He should have sat his ass out, stayed out, knowing that this was the year that he had his contract year in free agency, and just sat out and did what he did. My thing is how weird is it that the year that everybody's saying KD coming here, that this shit happens to him? Like, our luck is still so crazy, bro. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's hard to say.
But I know I wouldn't, if he did mess up his Achilles, I'm not signing him at all, man. I'm staying away from him unless we could get him on a really cheap ass deal. But I'm not giving him no max contract. I don't care about him sitting out for a year and all of that. Like, the type of player he is and how he plays the game, he's never going to be the same if he just tore his Achilles. He's a slasher. He's a slasher shooter.
Right.
He's not going to be the same no more.
That first step is not going to be the same. You know, you get your first step. He's right-handed, uses his right foot. He gets his first step off that right foot. That's where he gets the burst. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same at all. And for the longest time, first he's going to have some fear in exploding off of that right foot. And then you're going to have reoccurring pain, even if it's not. Listen, I had a pull to my right Achilles a long time ago.
Okay.
Until this day, I wake up in the morning, I got to step a little gingerly, because there's a little bit of pain there. When I play basketball, sometimes I feel it throbbing, and I'm a little bit afraid to explode and burst off of it because I'm not sure. I feel like it might pull or something. You know what I mean? I think, I don't know. I mean, I'm in the greens. I don't know if I mess with him.
I don't know, man. I'm not surprised. I really didn't think KD was going to come here anyway, but there was still a chance. But just for the simple fact that everybody's been talking about it, and then for this to happen, it's like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Let me go up to Ant, because I know Ant wants to let something off his chest, right? You know what I'm saying? Ant hit me up on Twitter and said, yo, I gotta let something out. So Ant, I'm coming to you, man, so you can go ahead and do your thing. It's on you, Ant.
Sim, I'm emotional right now, man. Listen, Sim, we're cursed.
Don't start crying, though. Don't start crying. You say you're emotional. Don't start crying on us.
Listen. I have a bevy of emotions right now. One, I'm like I haven't seen too many people talking about it, but the Warriors organization looks terrible right now.
Mm-hmm.
They look terrible. If this was even a 1% chance of happening, you can't let him go out there. And I feel like they knew he was gone after the season, and they felt they didn't have anything to lose. But as the player that has something to lose, you have to have that player's best interest at heart. And I don't feel like they did. And I feel like that's why I never blame Melo for taking his money. Because these organizations don't care nothing about these players, man. They really don't. No. And that's why I want all these players to go get their money. I want them to see what happened to Kevin Durant tonight, and all the anonymous quotes the players put out in the to the media, all the rushing him back, like calling him soft, saying he doesn't care, all this stuff, just for him to go out there to try to prove to y'all that he's a good teammate. And that's what's sad about it all. He went out there to prove to his teammates that he cared. And he may have torn his Achilles now. So all this talk, you know, it really like it aggravates me. It really aggravates me because you question this man. And that's why even Kawhi Leonard is vindicated today with the Spurs situation. When these players say they cannot play, stop questioning them. Stop it because things like this happen. And the other part of me simply is that we're just cursed. The Knicks are just cursed. We're just cursed. Kevin Durant had one job.
Okay, so peep this.
He had one job.
All right, but we've heard it twice so far. I get it. I understand it. And I felt like the Knicks have been cursed ever since we traded Patrick Ewing. You don't trade Patrick Ewing. But what if it ends up being the best thing for the Knicks? We don't know. I guess the only thing we can do is see what happens in the future. Let me add. So let's move into this. Is that the end of your rant? You got more to go.
Man, I could go on and on, but I'm gonna be like Isaiah, just repeating myself. So I'm not gonna go on.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to go Isaiah style. All right. So how does this injury impact the Knicks? How do you think it impacts the Knicks?
I think it depends on what the injury is. If I saw one of the doctors on Twitter saying that immediately when he got on the ground, you see him flexing his foot. So that shows that it's not a complete tear, if it's a tear at all.
Right.
So if it's a partially torn, if Kevin Durant wants to come at this point, man, I don't know when you get another opportunity like this for a guy like that. So you may have to take a shot. And like if it's a 6-month recovery, 7-month recovery, you may just have to bite that bullet and take a shot. And pray he comes back the same guy he left as. If it's a full tear, us being the Knicks, we just can't do that. We can't. At that point, you go into next year where RJ Barrett is your number one option, and you just let the young kids play. If it's a full tear, and that means Kevin Durant, because if it's a full tear, I don't think anybody's giving him the max but the Warriors. And they may give him a 1-year deal, and then you revisit it next summer.
Okay.
But if it's a full tier, you can't give him the max.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Well, one thing I say, I'm gonna come back to you, Ant. Let me see what Nate has to say. All right. But in talking about, let me get to Nate first. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, just to kind of rebuttal what Ant's saying. I mean, I understand, it looks like that maybe the doctors pushed him back or the Warriors pushed him back, but KD made his own decisions. KD's his own player. KD wanted to play in the finals. I mean, he's a champion. He he's a heady player. I mean, most players are going to play. I mean, Kobe Bryant would play on a broken leg if he could. You know, I know it's not possible, but I'm just saying he's got a lot of heart in him. KD's the same way. I mean, he chose to play. He knew that he had to come back. And if you look at it, those 11 points were the deciding factor of them going game 6 or being out, being done.
Yeah.
You know, so
okay. So what do you do? Are you signing him?
What do I do?
Yeah.
You know, man, right. The way the Knicks have the situation right now, they're in perfect position. And we haven't said that for a long time. They have all the chips. They have all the assets. They have all the directions they can go. At this point, and I said this before the last show, and I feel bad because I might have jinxed him, but I said he doesn't have to come back because if he gets hurt, his value is going to go down. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
He got hurt again. I honestly, Sim, I moved to Kawhi.
Okay.
I think if Kawhi, I think that the Warriors are going to win this series. I think they're going to come back and shock the world and win this series. And Kawhi is for sure out of Toronto. And I think it's going to be between LA and New York. And I do everything in my power to put Kawhi Leonard on the Knicks with this young squad, and let's roll.
Okay.
I mean,
let me get right back to you for a minute, for a minute, Nate. All right, because we do have there's a little bit of breaking news. All right, Shams, and I'm sure everybody is familiar with Shams, has confirmed that it is an Achilles injury for Kevin Durant. All right, Shams has confirmed that Kevin Durant has an Achilles injury. That's all we have right now, is that it's an Achilles injury. We don't know if it's a tear. We don't know what it is. We just know that it is an Achilles injury. All right. The one thing I'll say, Kevin Durant does have an insurance policy, though. All right. If it turns out to be worse than, if it turns out to be, a torn Achilles that is torn, Kevin Durant doesn't have to opt out of his contract, folks. All right, Kevin Durant has another year on his contract with the Golden State Warriors. He has a player option for 2019-2020 for $31,500,000. So Kevin Durant can choose to opt in, well, not opt in, choose not to opt out. Right? He hasn't opted out yet. The season is still going on for him. He can choose to stay in his contract and recover while with the Golden State Warriors and still get paid $31 million. Then maybe come back by the end of the season, prove to the league that he's still the same Kevin Durant, and then go into free agency. Right? So Kevin Durant does have that option. He can just choose not to opt out. Stay in his contract, get $31 million next year, make $31 million to recover. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was Kevin Durant, that's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Right? I'd opt into my contract. Well, he doesn't have to opt into his contract. He's already in his contract. I'd keep my contract for next year. Rehab for as long as I need to rehab while I'm getting paid $31.5 million. And then come back when I'm ready. Okay? That would be, I think, the best option for Kevin Durant at this point. So for as much as we say, the Warriors put him out there and figured we didn't have anything to lose, blah, 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 blah. Well, they can still be on the hook for $31 million to pay a player to rehab. Right? That's what I would do. And how does that impact the Knicks? That means that they will no longer have Kevin Durant on the market if Kevin Durant were to decided to stay in his contract with the Golden State Warriors. And I think that's probably a pretty good-looking option for Kevin Durant right now. In my opinion, it's probably a good-looking option. You know, what do you think about that, Nate? And then I'm gonna come around to Guillermo, get around to the crew.
I mean, by the way, the owner was on TV and just said that it is Achilles injury. You know, man, I mean, at this point, he's 31 years old. He's going to come off an Achilles injury of some kind. Surgery is probably going to be, don't they usually have surgery for these kind of injuries?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's surgeries.
So yeah, you know, surgery is going to be.
It's going to depend on the severity of it, I guess, and exactly what it is. But yeah, I think. Listen, I think that really, I think KD's going to be off the board for us.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be off the board for us. He's got to be off the board for us, and I think he's going to probably stay in Golden State for this next year.
Yeah, $31 million, man. I mean, if you're KD and you just had a bad injury that's possibly, you know, going to derail your career in some aspects, I mean, wouldn't you take that $31 million and pocket that, and then next year, you know, see how you respond? And if I mean, most people don't come back from these Achilles injuries. You know, they usually lose a lot of athleticism in that part. But, you know, it'll be interesting. But I agree, man. We have to take him off the board. That's why I'm saying focus all your attention on Kawhi.
Yeah. Guillermo, what do you think, man? Coming to you, man. You think KD? You think KD chooses not to opt out of his contract?
So I actually agreed with you to the point where until I just realized this, right? If Bob Myers and the Warriors organization push KD to go and play, because Sim, think about this. All throughout the series, we didn't hear anything about KD getting better or nothing like that. It was just the same status quo. This guy can't play. This guy can't play. It was never, oh, he's progressing. No, it was he can't play. And then all of a sudden, he's practicing. He could play. And I feel like possibly that organization pushed this guy to the limit. Like, I don't think that he had a torn Achilles before. I think it was that his calf was just injured, like a knee strain, whatever. And now this happened, and now Bob Myers is crying. These guys don't care about players. This is the same guy who was making fun of KD during the parade, right? They look at these guys as cattle. So it might be that, oops, I'm in big trouble. Now I might get in trouble with the Players Association. So if KD takes it as such, KD might still leave. Now the scary thing is that who's going to give him the max? Now, like you said, if they don't win, I can see KD definitely staying. It's like, hey, we got to re-up. We got to do this again. I'm here for 1 more year. I got to heal with you guys, blah, blah, blah. We got to win this. Now, if they win, Sim, I'm confused because I don't know what the hell they'll do. And I think that they pushed him. But
yeah, but see,
I'm leaning towards him taking that play option and staying up because who's going to give him the max? Sim? Like the Nets aren't going to. I don't think the Knicks are that stupid enough to give him the max.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he might as well, whether or not he's going to play next year. Mm-hmm. Right, he might as well take the $31 million to rehab. Maybe try to come back towards the end of the season. Right, and if he can come back towards the end of the season, prove that he's still the same player, whatever it is, and then maybe opt out of his contract. Well, he wouldn't have to opt out of his contract. He just play through his contract and then test the market.
But Sim, you know what's crazy, man? I don't know if Ernesto said this before. We were talking about this. It sounds bad. Don't kill me, guys. But this is all karma for trying to take I don't say the cheap road, but the quicker road to success. We were preaching about building the culture, building the foundation, blah, blah. We all got lambasted. You and Isaiah got lambasted for it, right? We got killed for it. And look what's happening now. We don't get the number 1 pick, even though I do like RJ Barrett. Our free agency options are not looking as good anymore. And now Fizdale's going to have to be forced to develop this team. He just is. You cannot escape developing the team. It's just the Knicks were not made for quick fix free agencies and blah, blah, blah. We never did. When we had Pat Riley, we had a culture, we had a system. Even Patino, he had his little system for 2 years or 1.5, wherever he was long here. Jeff Van Gundy, we had a system. We got to go back to the drawing board. We got to dig in the dirt. We got to find our identity, Sim. And as much as I love KD's talent, Sim, look, I mean, he's going to be 31, 32, 31? by the end of next season. So you're talking about a guy who had an Achilles injury. You don't know if he's going to heal because he's not 25. So he's not 18. He's not going to heal the same. He may never be the same. Think about this, right? When Derrick Rose won his 2011 MVP, right? You would have given your left foot to have Derrick Rose on your team. After he got those injuries, none of these teams want to have nothing to do with Derrick Rose. Outside the Knicks, but anyway, none of these guys want to give Derrick Rose a max and see him as a franchise player anymore. So Kevin Durant, that may be it. So 31, 32 with an Achilles injury. Look at Cousins. Cousins can't even dunk cleanly anymore. He can't even lift. Even though he didn't have the greatest lift, he's not the same player. And that's a guy who didn't even jump that much. He wasn't that much of an agile player. Kevin Durant, he needs those hops. He has that explosiveness. He has that quickness off the jump. I'm just saying, man. It's not the same, Tim.
Yeah, that Achilles, we'll see what it is, and we'll see how severe it is.
There was a guy, Sim, the doctor, I think for the Chargers, Sim, he just said that it was a video. I can't post it because I'm not like a mod or whatever, but I want to put the link in. And he said that the way that the Gasto, whatever, Munich, blah, blah, blah thing, he said the way that it tore so violently. I think he's a doctor for a team doctor for the Chargers, or former team doctor for the Chargers in the NFL. He said that the way that the goose, whatever, Gastio, whatever, tore so violently, that means that it's an Achilles tear. So I don't think it's not looking too good because I don't think he had the Achilles tear before, Sim, because you're not walking on that Achilles before. So this is not looking too good, man.
He may not have had a tear, but I don't think it was his calf. I think it was probably his Achilles because I'm going to tell you. No,
that's what I'm saying. They said that it was his Achilles, that the way that the calf moves so violently that it shows that is an.
What I'm saying is before this, I don't think it was a calf. Yeah. Before this, I think it was still an Achilles. They just said it was a calf because when I hurt my Achilles, right? And when I hurt my Achilles, I don't know how I stepped or whatever, but it felt like somebody took a hammer and banged the back of my leg, right? That my Achilles, and it was like boom, and I was like, whoa, what was that? And it hurt, but I was able to continue playing on it for the rest of the night.
Yeah, my friend said it felt like someone kicked him, like it just like someone kicked something.
Right, that's what it felt like, and then I was able to walk. I was able to continue. I was able to walk on it, but I just I couldn't do anything I couldn't play basketball for a while, but I could go to work. I could walk on it. I could do all that stuff, right? And then after about 4 weeks, I tried to play on it, and I could still feel pain. It took me about 2 months before I was able to play on it without feeling any pain. Now, so I never went to the doctor.
Oof.
Right? I never went to the doctor for it, and I mean. Clearly it didn't tear, right? It didn't tear because then I was able to get back out on it and play on it and things like that. But I never had the same explosiveness off of that right leg. Never had the same explosiveness. Always feel a little bit of pain in it. I've got to massage. Before I play basketball, I need to throw some icy hot on it, massage it a little bit, try to get it loose before I go out there.
Sim, do you understand what this is right now? I'm sorry, I know you have other people talk. This might be, we have the NBA, the bargain.
Collective bargaining agreement.
Collective bargaining agreement is up in like 2020, right? 2020, 21 or 20?
I'm not sure when it's up, something like that.
I think please somebody correct me. I might be confused with NFL, but this might be a seminal moment. It might be NFL. Okay, my bad. I apologize. This might be a seminal moment because if the Warriors diagnose it incorrectly, this is bad. If they'd misdiagnosed this injury as a calf injury and they knew that there was an Achilles injury before, because Sim, none of this sounds like, if you look at this injury, how they were talking about Kevin Durant coming back, there was no indication he was coming. It seemed like, all right, we got to wait till next year to see Kevin Durant again. And then out of nowhere, he comes back. So if they misdiagnose this, the Warriors are in big trouble.
The only thing that I'm gonna say is and we don't know. We don't know. Yes, if they misdiagnosed it, that looks terrible for them. What if they knew the diagnosis
and hid it from him? Oh
no, didn't hide it from him. But what if Kevin Durant's team did not want it to be out that it was an Achilles? What if they wanted to hide it because of free agency?
But then it's still, if the team knows about it, Sim, and they cleared him, they're going to be held accountable regardless, as long as they know. Now, Kevin Durant is screwing up for the Players Association on his behalf. If he did that, Sim, if it's like, hey, you are destroying it for the rest of us because we're supposed to protect our players. At the end of the day, you're supposed, because remember, look what happened to RG3. They did not want him to play, and RG3 forced it and pushed him, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And what happened to RG3? Ultimately, the team was still responsible for it. And they have their collective bargaining agreement soon, I think next year, but it still was not good for the Redskins. So as long as the Warriors know, they're going to be in trouble. Now, his team, they're astronomically stupid because they're not supposed to be thinking about Kevin Durant, what you can do for your team per se, a team that already won 2 championships. They're supposed to think of KD, your value next year is supposed to go up because you're supposed to be going to the Knicks or at least New York. So your value, how we're going to market you, the tech stuff, blah, 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 blah. We're seeing millions, if not billions. I'm just making this up. Very high millions for you. So they're the dumb ones. And Kevin Durant, he has to do a lot of soul searching because he's a guy who needs a lot of validation. In my head, I was thinking he probably looked online and saw people on Instagram talking, oh, Kevin Durant, you ain't ish. You ain't playing, blah, blah. And he's probably, no, I'm going to show you guys. He's that fragile. He needs people on his side to be like, hey, Kevin Durant, hey, Kevin, chill out. Don't do this. Make the smart decisions, blah, blah, blah. So if he did that, Sim, he needs help. Now, if his team did that, he needs to get a new team because that's some of the worst effing advice you can ever give your player. You're not 100% to go out and play in games where you can re-injure and make your injury even worse. It really financially provided him no benefits. Even if he won a championship, it provides him no benefit.
Yeah.
So,
man. Let me get to who's that? Isaiah. I know Isaiah. Isaiah got his hands raised. So, good student. That's what good students do. See, they raise their hand after they're late to class. What's good, man? What's up?
Yo, son, you know what, man? I need to talk to you a funny dude, man. But Sim, real talk, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got a feeling that this is gonna get ugly real fast for the Warriors. And when I mean the Warriors, I mean the Warriors as a franchise, as just what you're saying and what Guillermo was saying. Let's be real. I think a lot of us, from the first time he got injured, we thought Achilles. They kept trying to say calf. They kept trying to say that, but it was like, no, it just didn't seem right because a lot of, you got everybody talking about it. Like, this doesn't sound right because if it was just a calf, a lot of people said he'll be back sooner. And then, you got, it was weird to me because you got Steve Kerr every game talking, you get reports he's not walking. He's the game. Oh, well, no, we'll figure that. He's not going to play the game. Next game, same thing. Next game, same thing. And then all of a sudden, game 5, KD's playing. He has no minute. He has no minute restriction. Which to me, that threw me off, Sam. I'm not going to lie to you, Sam. The dude that hasn't played in a month that goes straight to the NBA Finals. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this is an elimination game, but at the same time, you got to be thinking that you're going to win this game. So you got to have to, save KD. So it was weird to me when I heard it. I was like, this sounds strange because he has no minute restrictions. I'm like, dude, he hasn't played for a month. People were talking about it during the day. It's hard to come back from a regular season game after you ain't play for a month. And you jump into the finals. It was just odd. I'm going to be real, son. A lot of the stuff that the Warriors were doing with KD was odd. It was completely odd. Also, it could be KD's team too, because they know this is literally his biggest year of his career. This is probably going to be his last real big payday. I know I can understand
why. Before you finish, I'm going to keep you live. All right. But I want to quickly just listen to Bob Myers. All right. We're going to listen to Bob Myers and then we'll dissect that for a minute. All right. Just check it out. You're still live now.
Oh, yeah. I won't talk. All
right. And he's taking a second to start talking. But here we go.
Kevin had it's an Achilles injury. I don't know the extent of it. He'll have an MRI tomorrow. Prior to coming back, he went through 4 weeks with our medical team, and it was thorough, and it was experts and multiple MRIs and multiple doctors, and we felt good about the process. He was cleared to play tonight. That was a collaborative decision. I don't believe there's anybody to blame, but I understand this world, and if you have to, you can blame me. I run our basketball operations department, and let me tell you something about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant loves to play basketball, and the people that questioned whether he wanted to get back to this team were wrong. And I'm not here to... He's one of the most misunderstood people. He's a good teammate. He's a good person. It's not fair.
And there you go, man. That was Bob Myers speaking on Kevin Durant. You know, he was very emotional. He just got very emotional. And my question is, I hate to question someone's sincerity, right? But why are you that emotional? Why are you that emotional unless you feel like you did something really, really wrong? That's how I feel about it, right? Why are you that emotional?
Hey, Sim, can I say something?
Because I feel like if he was cleared with good conscience, you did everything within your power. Your doctors made sure that he was good, that he was clear. What would be the reason, unless you just have this super duper close relationship with Kevin Durant, what would be the reason to feel like this is my fault? Right? Why would it be your fault? If you did everything within your power to make sure that he was 100% healthy, your doctors did everything within their power to make sure that he was 100% healthy, or healthy enough to play. I'm not even going to say 100%. Healthy enough to play. If everyone did their job correctly, why is it anybody's fault besides nature? That says to me that somebody did not do their job. That somebody, like we're saying, rushed him out there knowing that he was not healthy.
Hey, Sim.
Go ahead, man.
I'm going to say it. This is the only time I'm going to repeat myself. Only time. Sim, this is going to get ugly, Sim. The player association, they're going to crack down on Golden State because, like you just said, if everybody does their job and does their job correctly, he should not be crying. This is more. That would be more of a, you know what, he re-injured it.
Or if he is crying, or if he is crying, he wouldn't have to take fault for it, right? Yes, maybe he's crying because that's his friend. Maybe they're close. I don't know, but he wouldn't have to take fault for it. So,
Sim, the thing that really caught me was when he said, in this world, I know someone's going to take the blame. He said, it's going to be me. When he said that, I'm like, okay, you basically just told on yourself and said, I'm the reason. Or someone part of his team is the reason why Kevin Durant was out there. Okay, Nate, whatever. Look, it's really about look, Kevin Durant, someone didn't do their job. Let's be frank. Someone didn't do their job. It's obvious. And if people want to believe that it wasn't, that everybody did the job, that's BS. Because, like you said, there's no reason why Bob Marley should be crying like that unless he's really, really close to Kevin Durant or someone didn't do their job. Yeah. I don't want to hear that BS about him crying. I don't want to hear that. Kevin Durant got injured because someone on Golden State didn't do their job.
Well, I mean,
just plain and simple.
hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but I mean, we'll see. I don't mean to say hopefully.
I want to hear
We'll
what Nick
see.
got to say because this is.
We'll see. I mean, we can't say anything definitively. The only thing we can do is speculate at, the evidence that we have before us. As you may not know, or maybe you haven't figured it out. Maybe you haven't figured it out, Isaiah. I did study law a little bit. So that's why, I never try to, I don't try to do things like say things are definitive, because you really got to have evidence to make something definitive. The evidence points in that direction, but it's still not, there's still some things, it's not conclusive. All right.
But Sim, you know
it's
what
the
it is,
same
though?
way
It's
that I caught you out there lying to me about being late to class. So,
you try to make it, but Sim, look, the reason why to me I say it's almost pointed at them is because you you say you study law. Let's follow the pattern. The pattern. I hope I said that right. Okay, game one, there was no thing about Kevin Durant. You can see he tried to practice, couldn't even walk. He was in sandals during practice. Game two, couldn't walk. He could barely. They go on the plane. He can't walk. He's hobbling. Game three. Same thing, Kevin Durant. He's not playing. He's not practicing. He's not even doing one-on-one drills. He's only doing his shooting drills. Game four. Oh, he might play. No, he's not playing. Again, he can't even do 3-on-3s. He can't even do simple workouts. Game five. He might play. The game that they really could lose. The game that's this is do or die. All of a sudden he can play.
Well, I mean,
like you said, there's a pattern to all this, and I'm sorry.
I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a pattern. I'm gonna come back to you, but a pattern would have been that this happened before and the same thing happened. That's a pattern. But we'll come back to that another time. All right, Nate, go ahead, man.
Yeah, Sim, I'm going to take a different perspective from Isaiah, and I'm going to say that people have to understand that this was a very emotional game. There were a lot of highs, there were a lot of lows, there were highs and lows again. I mean, Steph Curry, when they interviewed him, he looked like he was about to cry. I mean, this has been a draining series on both teams, especially the Warriors with all these injuries. They're hurt, they come back, they're hurt, they come back. So I can understand Bob Myers being a little bit emotional, because it has been a big toll as a GM when you see all these players you sign getting hurt and
I get that about him being emotional. I get it, right? He could be emotional, but why would he have to? If they did their job, then there's nobody to blame. Why would you have to accept the blame?
Right, but it's like, okay, but it's like a coach. When a team loses, the coach takes the onus on and says it's my fault. Blame me.
I get
Start
that.
with me.
Right.
That's all he's doing.
It starts with you. When you're a coach, it starts with you, because you develop the philosophy of the team. You have to get the team prepared. You have to do all those things. So you can say, I failed in some aspect. Mm-hmm. If a player breaks a leg, the coach is not going to say it's my fault for putting him on the floor. Mm-hmm. Because that's nature. That happens. The coach can't control that. When you say it's my fault, I take the blame, that means that you messed up somewhere. That's why I say if it's a clean injury, and the doctors, if everyone did exactly what they were supposed to do, they wouldn't have to accept any blame. That's just my opinion on it.
But I think also too, because he's the GM, he's gonna take responsibility and he's gonna say it's on me. But also too, people forget that I guarantee you, KD pushed the hell out of wanting to play this game.
We'll see.
Knowing the situation the way it is, I guarantee you he wanted to play this game. I really don't believe it. They just rushed him out there, knowing that he had this injury and said you're gonna have to play.
Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. There could be a different set of circumstances, and it could have been. It could have been that KD's team said, we want him to play. Blah 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 blah. We don't like the negative press that he's getting, and he allowed it. And that's why he's saying it's my fault. I take the blame.
It's the final, Sim. I mean, they're trying to win 3 championships in a row.
I get that.
I mean, you don't think his team's trying to push it, boost that legacy?
Check this out. Check this out. I'll say this. If it was Kawhi Leonard, he wouldn't have played. If he really couldn't play.
But a lot of people question Kawhi Leonard because he wouldn't play.
Right, but he's healthy and he's playing now. He's healthy and he's playing now. Right? Yeah. I think that the player, and the player's team have to be, and when I say team, I mean his camp.
Yeah.
They have to be mindful of the player's future at all times. That's your job. If that's your camp, that's your job. Being mindful of the long-term future, which means, and listen, it might be Kevin Durant's camp as well as the Golden State Warriors. All might be at fault. But let's move. Let's go on from that for a minute. Let's go on from that. All right, Nate. Just talk on it for a few seconds, then we'll go. Chris Carter earlier today, and Chris Carter is supposed to be someone who is in the know maybe a little bit about Kawhi Leonard. At least that's what some people say. I know Tommy Beer said that, and maybe some other people said that Kawhi Leonard will definitely give the Knicks a sit down and then give the Knicks an interview. Right? I did a video earlier today, asking, is it possible to have KD and Kawhi, where I was like, probably not, because you got the two best teams in the league, the two best players, all for the two best teams, leaving the two best teams to go to the worst team in the league. That would definitely be unprecedented, right? That would be unprecedented. So I really couldn't see that happening. But now everything is different. Everything has changed. KD is KD is off the board for the Knicks, from the Knicks. And if the Brooklyn Nets still want to sign him, go to Brooklyn. Do it. Go to Brooklyn, right? He's off the board. So now the number one person that you're saying is Kyrie, right?
Kawhi.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard.
Not Kyrie.
So realistically, especially if the Toronto Raptors win the championship, is Kawhi going to leave the Toronto Raptors? I don't think he's leaving the Toronto Raptors. I think he's going to be comfortable there. I think he is comfortable there. I think he's going to be beloved there, especially, if they win the championship, he's going to be beloved there. I think it fits him perfectly. It's a nice, from what I've heard, I don't know, I've never been there, but from what I heard, it's a nice city, a beautiful area, right? But they're quiet. They don't make a lot of ruckus.
It's a hockey place, right? It's not basketball.
I'm just talking about in general, just Toronto in general, right? It's a quiet place. They don't make a lot of noise. And not only does he have Toronto, he has all of Canada.
Yeah.
All of Canada is in the palm of his hands because it's the only NBA franchise in the country. He has all of Canada.
But does Kawhi really care about that? That would be my argument. I think Kawhi is a really quiet guy, but I also think too he wants to either go back to his hometown in LA, where he's got a house, or like I said the last show, his people are pushing New York. I guarantee you, because they did it when they were trying to trade for him. They wanted him to play in New York. They wanted New York to trade for him. So, and Kawhi listens to his people. That was the big reason why he got out of San Antonio, because they didn't like Pop and they didn't like the way things were going with the injury or the people talking behind his back or whatever it was. So they told him to get the hell out of there, demand a trade. So, and that's a problem with some of these NBA players. They listen to their circles too much, and I think Kawhi would be the same way. Whatever his people tell him, I think he's going to do it. I really do. But it'll be interesting because, now the focus is on him. And I do believe they will get a sit down. But here's the thing. The big thing that nobody's really talking about is look who's going to be pushing for Kawhi to stay in Toronto, Masai Ujiri. And he's the one that pretty much robbed us in the Carmelo deal.
Yeah. Well,
so
we'll see.
This guy's a smart dude.
We'll see. There's a lot of rumors about the Washington Wizards trying to go after Kawhi, Masai too. So we'll see how that works out. I don't think he's going to leave there, but we'll see.
Then we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Let me get to a phone call, and then I'm gonna come back to Ernesto. All right. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's pop?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on with you, my man? So let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me ask you. Now that we've seen what happened with KD, likely looks like we know it's an Achilles injury. We don't know the severity of it. Is he off the board for you? And is your focus Kawhi Leonard?
I'm a longtime Knicks fan, man. I'm 45 years old.
All right.
So I go way back. I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Mass now. And knowing the Knicks history, then you know this, they're going to sign KD. They don't care about that Achilles. Nah, we all know they shouldn't sign him. Come on, man. You know the Knicks. You know Dolan. I know Scott Perry's there. I know Mills is there. But this is James Dolan. You think James care about that Achilles? They're going to sign that man. But I don't think KD is going to opt out of his contract now. It make no sense. Unless there's some back talking going on, it don't make no sense for him to leave. Kawhi is off the table. Kawhi is off the table. Kawhi is either staying in Toronto or he's going to LA. He's not coming to NY. That's not happening.
Okay. Why do you think that? Why do you think that? I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want to know, why do you think that?
His personality, he has a whole country, and it fits him perfectly. They're quiet. He's quiet. Any place he's going to go is going to go back to LA where he's from. He's not. Why would he come to the Knicks? It makes no sense for him. Why would you leave Toronto to go to a division rival? That don't make no sense. He'll be hated. He'll be like LeBron. You don't want that.
Right.
And I don't believe Kawhi wants to play with another superstar. I think he wants to be the man. As quiet as he is, I believe he doesn't want to team up with nobody else because he's showing everybody. Remember, everybody said Raptors had no chance. I said it. Raptors don't got no shot. And look at this dude. He's shown the world he can ball. He don't want to play with another superstar, so I don't see him leaving Toronto, where he's beloved and the people fit his personality. It don't make no sense. The only place he will go, and nobody's not going to be mad, is if he go to LA. I think it's going to come down to the Clippers and the Raptors. KD's still coming to the Knicks. And his injury, I heard you guys was talking. I'm about 2 more minutes and I'm going to hang up so I can hear the rest of the brothers talk. But KD wanted to play, man. You can't blame the Warriors, the doctors. You know him. You know, in all sports, Bill Parcells always said it. You have to protect the players from themselves. They told KD, my brother, there's a 50-50 chance he's going to go out there and get hurt. He wanted to play. He shouldn't have played. I bet you his peoples told him he shouldn't play. But KD's his own man, and he wanted to go out there and help his team win. Now he just screwed himself. I think that GM was crying because he knows the extent of the injury. That's why he's crying.
Good point. That's a good point.
He knows the extent of that injury. It's serious. That's why you're shedding tears. But that's my 2 cents take. I hear all the brothers talking, debating, and I'm like, y'all missing the point. KD wanted to play. You cannot tell a player.
I'm sure he did want to play.
He wanted to play. If they told him the injury, the risk, that he still wanted to go out there and play. He showed hard, man. He showed hard. Give the man that. Showed hard. We all knew he shouldn't have played, but he wanted to play, man. I give him respect for that.
All right.
But the Knicks are going to sign him anyway.
Well, I hope not, man. Listen, I hope not, man. I hope not
either, but no.
I hope not.
Dolan's history, he's going to sign KD anyway.
Yeah.
I love the show. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Now, I was going to say, what scares me, man, is that you might be right. We know the Knicks' history. I'm hoping that Scott Perry and Steve Mills, I'm hoping that they think a little bit differently. They've done a good job so far. Let's hope that they get it right. I'm just hoping they get it right.
I agree. I like what Scott is doing. I mean, I'm on the train to rebuild, man. Like, I feel like that's the Warriors' blueprint, how the Warriors got so great. They drafted all of those dudes. We need to stop this quick fix stuff all the time. It drives me nuts because it doesn't work. It doesn't work in the NFL. Free agency don't really work, man. You have to draft. That's how the Yankees became great when they had the core 5. They drafted those dudes. Yeah, they added some pieces, but their core team they drafted. You got to draft talent.
Yeah, you got to have it takes a combination, man. It takes a combination.
Yes.
Combination of drafting, developing, all of that.
The Knicks are so their history. Dolan is impatient. He doesn't want to really rebuild. He wants to get that superstar. But I like Scott Perry. I believe Scott Perry might try to talk Dolan out of it, because now it don't make no sense to sign him. Now it makes no sense. But knowing Dolan, he might just override.
Well, you know, I think
him anyway.
I think it's going to have this kind of an effect. If we think that Dolan is going to meddle, which we don't, I mean, people can say that he hasn't been, but you just never know if he's going to meddle. Right. I think what happens is, I think he will understand that if he does sign KD, there's going to be a backlash from fans. I think he might understand that because of the injury, right?
Correct.
If anything, I think it now forces him, James Dolan, if he's going to meddle, and I'm prefacing it by saying if. We don't know if he is or if he isn't. He could very well just decide, this is what I want. Forces him to say, do what you got to do to trade for AD. Right?
Now,
something like that.
I'm on board with.
You know what I mean?
That I'm on board with. I like that.
You know, I mean, so I don't know if this does it put extra pressure on the Knicks to say, we really got to get this Anthony Davis thing done. So we bring in Anthony Davis, and now maybe that entices Kawhi Leonard, which I don't think is going to leave Toronto, but maybe that's a carrot for Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Or a carrot for Kyrie if that's the route that they choose to go.
Kyrie going to Brooklyn. He ain't coming to the Knicks. He's going to the Nets. He wants his own franchise.
But
I feel
then
Kyrie wants his own franchise.
Yeah. And then this also may change, Anthony Davis has said, that it's the Lakers or the Knicks that he would sign long-term with. This could change a lot of things.
If we get AD, I can stomach the KD signing, even without Achilles. If we get AD first, I could stomach that. Because KD showed me something tonight. He showed me he got heart. Like because most players, and I heard you say earlier, like Kawhi wouldn't have went out there. And you're absolutely right. Kawhi wouldn't have went out there tonight. But KD showed me heart. And Knicks fans, we love dudes with heart. Showed heart tonight. It sucks that he, it looks like it's an Achilles injury, but he showed heart, man. Pray the best for the brother, because I like KD. I know he does a little social media thing, but he always balls. Like, that never stopped him from balling.
Oh, yeah.
He just get into it with fans, but he always balls.
Always.
Tonight, he showed me some heart, man. I'm just sad that he got hurt. Even Drake was sad. Like, if you're a fan of basketball, you don't want to see the man.
Oh, of course. Like of course. You don't want to see it. Yeah. Hey, my man, I appreciate the call, bro. I'm gonna let somebody get on.
It's my first time calling, so I was like, I gotta call and get my 2 cents in.
I appreciate you, man. Hope to hear from you. Have you call in more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Continue with the show, brother. Bless. I appreciate it. Go Knicks.
Oh yeah. There we go. Go Knicks. That's what it is. See now, this does how we're talking about right now. If you're just tuning in, you're probably aware by now that Kevin Durant has suffered an Achilles injury. You've seen it in the game. The Warriors have confirmed that it's an Achilles. Right? And what we're discussing right now is how it impacts the New York Knicks. Right? How does it impact the Knicks for free agency? Because we know Kevin Durant was the major target for the New York Knicks. And listen, for the 3 quarters of that first quarter, I was like, you know what? KD heard everybody talking about Kawhi Leonard being the best player in the league. KD heard all this talk, and he came out sniping. I don't remember how many points he had. What he had, 9, 11 points, something like that. He came out as a sniper in the first quarter. On his way to 40. Came out as a sniper. He heard the talk. He was there to prove something. That I'm the best player in the league. And watch how I carry this team to a championship. And I ain't going to lie. I would have loved to have seen it happen. It would have been amazing to see him come back and lead the team to a championship. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Kevin Durant was the New York Knicks' first. He was the option. That's what they would. He was the option. Now it's changed. It's different. I think a lot of things become different now. Anthony Davis, his team, told the New Orleans Pelicans, or let me not say told, sources say, executives around the league say, people in the league, insiders say that he has two teams. He's boiled it down to two teams, the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers already have a star in place. You got LeBron James there. If he knew that Kevin Durant planned on going to the New York Knicks, then yeah, he would have the New York Knicks as another team that he would sign long-term with, the Knicks and the Lakers. This may change things a lot, in my opinion. May change things a lot. Tony Crow, what's good, bro?
Yo, son. Oh, man. Yo, Blackest time.
Yeah. I think this changes a lot of stuff for the Knicks, man. I think it changes a lot of stuff, man. Because, like I was just saying, if Anthony Davis wanted to go to the Knicks because he thought Kevin Durant was going to the Knicks, that's why he would agree to sign long-term. Now, that plan is out the window. Because I think Kevin Durant, depending on the severity of this injury, I think Kevin Durant is going to continue, play through his contract in Golden State, take a year, get paid $31.5 million to rehab.
Yeah.
Right? So that, that changes a lot of things. Now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if they super max him and tell him, when you back, we'll trade you where you want to go. I wouldn't even be surprised if that happened.
Okay.
But as far as AD, the one thing that I am liking about this whole situation is Griffin and the Knicks, and I'm assuming any other team involved, they want to get it done before the draft.
Right.
So I think that at least we'll know, we'll know beforehand if we're getting AD or not. I also like it because I'm assuming that they don't have a priority as far as RJ or Ja. Like, I think they'll be good with either one of those guys. Did you hear that they want to possibly get a third team involved?
Right. The Pelicans want to try to get a third team. Well, so because the Pelicans, they're asking for a hefty price, right? They want the Pelicans.
They want an
all-star, a young player that could possibly be an all-star, and draft picks.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they can kind of change it up a little bit if, they are getting an all-star. They may not want high draft picks. If they're not getting an all-star, then they may want high draft picks. I'd
play the draft pick game with them and try to absorb the contract. And try to keep as many players as possible.
And that's a definite possibility with the Knicks, right? You can absorb his contract. Maybe I don't. If there's three teams involved, maybe they get some young players from another team. The Knicks are able to absorb his contract, and then give up some draft picks, and then you can sign another player. That takes away. It probably takes away the possibility of getting three players. I don't know if you necessarily need three of them. Now, is it at all possible if you can get a third team involved? And listen, I would like to see, if anyone has ideas, I would like to see these ideas. right? Here's what I'm asking you for as far as ideas. How is it possible? Is it possible for the Knicks to trade for Anthony Davis by absorbing his contract into our salary cap space and not get rid of the number 3 pick? Still keep that number 3 pick. Yeah, you trade those Dallas picks and maybe you trade 2020 pick or something like that. Is there a way that it's possible? I mean, it's possible. Would the Pelicans, is there a package that could be put together so that the Pelicans would accept it? Is there a package? If you can come up with a package, I would like to see those packages, and I'll put together a video that shows those different packages, if those packages are worthwhile and make sense.
You saying including,
what do you think?
Including the 13?
So there's 3 teams. You trade Anthony, the Knicks get Anthony Davis. They still keep the 3 pick. The 3rd team gives up whatever to go to the Pelicans. Maybe they're just trying to clear some cap space, right? So they trade whatever to the Pelicans. The Knicks absorb Anthony Davis's contract, also give up some draft picks. Is there a way that it's possible that it could happen?
I did a trade earlier on the trade machine. I'll send it to you with sending some players to Washington for Bradley Beal.
Okay.
And Bradley Beal going to the Pelicans.
And we still keep that 3rd pick?
And we still keep the 3rd pick.
Okay. And look, because listen, think about that. All right. Let's talk about that for a second. I don't have no graphics to put up on the board, right? But the Washington Wizards are ready to break down, right? They're ready to break down most likely because they're done, in my opinion. So let's just say the Pelicans were interested in Bradley Beal, and you traded Bradley Beal to the Pelicans, right? And Anthony Davis goes to the Knicks. Since the Knicks can absorb Anthony Davis's contract, the Pelicans really don't have to send anything to the Washington Wizards. What do the Washington Wizards get? The Washington Wizards, they get that money off their books so that they can start to rebuild. That could make sense. Of course, there would be other pieces floating around in there, but that could make sense. That really could make sense.
The only thing with that is, the way I figured it, we still giving up 3 picks. No, I'm sorry, we're giving up 4 picks, but none of them are. It's not this year's.
It's not a 3
so
pick.
The two Dallas picks and 2 of our own future picks. So like 21 or 20 and 22 or 21 and 23. And then we still got to give, I think, 2 young players to Washington.
Okay. But if we get to keep to the Pelicans.
To the Pelicans.
But if we get to keep that 3rd pick and get Anthony Davis because we absorbed his contract and then still have enough money to sign another free agent, and you don't have to give up the total farm because they're getting Bradley Beal. Maybe you give him Kevin Knox, which I would hate to do, but let's just say maybe you give him Kevin Knox. Now they're getting Bradley Beal. They're getting Kevin Knox. They're getting a couple of draft picks. You give Washington a draft pick as well. Washington gets to shed Bradley Beal's contract. The Knicks get Anthony Davis, still have the 3rd pick, and then still have Mitchell Robinson as well.
Yeah,
and still have cap space to be able to.
I think they're gonna want Mitchell over anybody, only because
they might.
Even though he's a rookie, he has the well, they're all rookies, but he has the most accolades. You know what I mean?
They might.
So,
I see, like Jamie Fitzpatrick said, it doesn't make sense. I see a lot of people saying no, it doesn't make sense. Hey, we're just dreaming here. We're just dreaming. I mean, financially, contractually, it would work. They said that they want an all-star level player, and then a player that could be an all-star. And if they got those two things, they would lower their demands on the level of draft pick. I don't know. But regardless, basically what we're saying, though, folks, we're just talking scenarios. And if you got a scenario, send it to me. But this greatly impacts how the Knicks are going to move this summer. I think it does.
Hey, Sam, real quick, did you see Kerr's press conference post game?
Who?
Steve Kerr.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because when they started asking him about KD, he acted like he didn't know, but then said Bob Myers was coming out to speak on the injury.
Right.
So that's why I told you to check that out. But the whole thing seemed shady. I mean, everybody was speculating Achilles from the beginning. The fact that they never once said Achilles until today, and actually Kurt actually said Achilles. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I think it was an accident because he said Achilles and then calf.
Right.
And then then went on to say Bob Myers was coming out. So I don't know. I think the whole thing seems a little bit shady. Even if KD wanted to come back, I don't know if they forced the clear because he wanted to. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all.
Yeah, man, I feel you. Hey, Tony, you gonna join us in the appearing?
Yeah. Let me go back to the straight machine real quick. I'm gonna send you that link and then I'll come on.
I bet.
All right. Well.
Cool. Yeah. This definitely changes the way that the Knicks plan to approach the offseason. I want to give a few shout-outs. Big shout-out to Hector Gaston. Thank you for the super chat. Said, our offseason is looking like we are just drafting Barrett for our Beretta. No trade for AD, no KD, and no Irving. It may be looking that way. I'm okay, though, if it's that way. Daryl Pemberton, thank you for the super chat. You say, Jalen Rose knew after seeing KD yesterday trying to practice that there was no way he should have played tonight. KD only practiced for minutes before going to the locker room yesterday. And then diehard Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. I'm going to get to one more phone call, then I'm going to head back over to the video chat. And before I get to this phone call, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You get a notification whenever I go live. And listen, I say it over and over and over and over again. It's off-season time. One of the biggest summers in New York Knicks history that can set us, I don't know if we can set us backwards, because I don't know how much progress we've made, but it can set us up. It's going to determine and dictate our future. So stay updated by subscribing to the channel. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live and doing these videos right here, which is usually about 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thursdays, I do the front stoop. Probably hear about that a little bit later, right? Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. And it's definitely impacting the New York Knicks. I'm gonna take one more call on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about RJ Barrett. I don't want to beat a dead horse or a dead Achilles. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, man.
Hey, what's good? Could you do me a favor? Could you turn that down in the back, please?
I got you. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. I got you right here.
All right.
You can hear me better?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. It's good.
So this is my point of view on the injury to KD. I think that if more than likely we're going to get him, right? So if we get him, I think we shelf him for the whole year, right? And I think it's a good thing not a good thing, but there's a silver lining that his injury could give us an excuse to go into one more year rebuilding, keep all of our assets, don't even trade for AD. I think that you trading for him for 1 year and you're giving up too much for him when he's out of there anyway. If you look at it, I see that the ball is in the court of AD and any other team that wants to get him, because you don't have to give up that much for him because he's only under contract for 1 more year. So whatever team that he apparently goes to, it has to be a team looking to win a championship that year. It can't even be a destination per se for him where he wants to actually stay. I think it's like a rental, like the Kawhi situation. You're renting him for a year because you just one player away from winning the championship. I think that's what the case is, and I think that's what we made a mistake years ago when we got Carmelo. I think we moved too fast. I think we could have got Carmelo and kept all of those assets that we had, because he wanted out of Denver anyway. And I think we just moved too fast in that situation. I think that we take 1 more year of rebuilding. I think we even trade down from the number 3 pick. I think we do what was speculated before with the Atlanta, and take their 2 picks and let them get our 3rd pick. I think that we shelved Durant for the whole year. I think that we don't even go for AD. Let him, if he want to go over to LA, which that's going to be a debacle. I'm giving a foreseen look at that situation. They're only going to have LeBron and AD, and they're not going to have nothing when them 2 sit on the bench. When they sit on the bench, they're going to go. It's going to be like a 10-point deficit every time, because you ain't going to have nobody else. So I think it's a better way where you can just stack up in your draft. What I'm looking at, I'm seeing that there's a whole bunch of different players in the draft that's looking like they're not prospected to be at the top, but there's some good players in the draft. Just didn't get the notoriety as the big name school players have done, and they were overshadowed by the whole Zion craze. But
okay. So you think that the Knicks should sign Kevin Durant to a maximum contract, pay him $38 million to sit for a year?
Yep.
And then you still don't know what he's going to do when he gets back. You don't know if he's going to be the same Durant. So you're taking a huge chance.
Well,
I don't know if I can do it.
Check this out. He was hurt, right? A couple of games. Not even a couple of games ago. He was hurt in the Houston series, right? In the Houston series.
Right.
And he only had a month off, and he was still injured. He didn't fully heal because we could see what happened. But look at him in that first quarter of tonight's game. That's what we're getting when he's healthy.
All right, but that's if because he may not fully. If this is a full tear, he may not come back fully healthy. He may be healthy. His Achilles may be 100%, but it may not be the same.
And look at him.
But what I'm saying is his Achilles may be 100% healed, but it's not going to be the same, right? It's probably not going to be the same. He's going to be a year older. So now he's 32 years old. I think there's a chance, bro.
But he's going to be a year older without a year's worth of season wear and tear.
Right. I know. I get that. Without a season's worth of wear and tear, but your body still ages even though you're not playing. You know,
Yeah,
it's going to
but
be that much
without
harder
the
for him
win-
to get back in shape and get back into the game. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think that if he trains the holes, yeah, you know, I mean, he's not going to put the wear and tear on him, but he's still going to be in great training. You know, and then he doesn't have that weight that like LeBron when you start getting lower body injuries and you're a big, heavy, tall person, it's different from being a lanky, slim person and getting a injury. See, the only reason that happened to him tonight is because he came back too fast, right? He came back too fast. But you could see from the first quarter, I swear to God, I think he would have dropped 50 tonight.
I mean, he might have. he might have dropped 50 tonight, but you know, we'll see. Hey, my man, I'm gonna get. I got some other people trying to call in. I'm trying to hopefully get to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate your point of view, and I mean, I will say this: the fact that he is slender is definitely going to help his recovery. You know what I mean? Because that weight, putting that weight on it, definitely that hurts it. Doesn't hurt. Well, it makes it harder to recover because you put more weight on that Achilles. So the fact that he's slender is definitely going to help him. I agree with you there.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro.
No problem.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, I'm going to get back to the video chat. Folks, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. All right? Get a notification whenever we go live. Drop a video. Put a comment in the comment section. All right? Go ahead and ring that notification bell. And I'm going to go ahead and get to the video chat. Because I do want to talk about, I want to move on from KD now. We'll probably get back to him. I'm pretty positive. Pretty sure we're going to get back to him. Because I know there's a lot of people that want to get their 2 cents in. But I want to talk about RJ Barrett. Since we're talking about the offseason and the way things are going to go down in this offseason, let's talk about RJ Barrett. Because RJ Barrett worked out for the New York Knicks tonight. And if you haven't seen it, RJ Barrett did an interview after his workout. You get a chance to listen to his interview, see his interview, listen to his interview, right? He said a lot of positive things about the New York Knicks. Of course he's going to say positive things, but it sounds like the kid really wants to be in New York. Straight up, he said he wants the Knicks to draft him. Let's take a listen and a look.
How was your workout today?
It was great. It was tough. I loved it.
What'd you take away from meeting the team, being up here?
I mean, it's a great organization, you know, cool people. We had great conversations. So, yeah, it's going well.
RJ, how much do you think the time you spent here in New York as a kid with your dad and your mom kind of helps you, know New York and everything and make you want to play here?
Yeah. I mean, it feels great, you know, just growing up, coming here every summer. So, man, I feel like, I know the place well enough, I guess, call it home. I got family here, so it's great.
RJ, what do you want to work on and what were you trying to show the Knicks today?
Really, I can do everything on the court, pass, shoot, dribble, score. So just trying to show them that.
What do you think you need to do today?
Really just, they just put me through some, start handling the ball, some shooting stuff. Really about it, yeah.
Did your, I guess, a relationship with Kevin Knox, can you talk about that, knowing the team a little bit?
Yeah, he's cool. I grew up playing against him. Lonzo Cheer's my guy. We've been chopping it up, so yeah, it's definitely cool.
Do you have any other meetings, workouts scheduled with any other teams at this point?
No, I do not. I won't be meeting with any other team. So yeah, it's this and then the draft.
So you expect the Knicks to take you?
Hey man, if that ends up and I'm still there at 3, yeah, for sure, I would love for them to take me.
This was it. In Chicago,
Yeah, sure. This is the place I want to be, so I hope they draft me.
What is your knowledge of the Garden? You've played there a few times. Your pops played there. What would that be like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I love playing in the Garden. My dad used to tell me stories about playing here, so man, just to see that crowd is crazy.
Who's still here? Your mom lives in Brooklyn, RJ? What kind of family you got here?
My grandparents used to live in Brooklyn. I got cousins, uncles everywhere. They're all around Brooklyn. So.
Where did you play, like, when you would come here for those summers? Was it tournaments? Like, where were you playing?
This is funny. I remember playing in one tournament, played a Rumble in the Bronx. But
Rumble in the
other
Bronx,
than that,
baby.
it was just like going to the outdoor courts and just playing. So, yeah.
Like, was it courts in Brooklyn, courts in Manhattan? Do you remember?
Courts in Brooklyn. I don't remember which ones, but man, I just remember a lot of fun. And I was the young guy. They tried to push me around, but it was a great experience.
Teams, like, or pickup?
Nah, just pick up. Yeah.
How did it work for you? Obviously, this year with Duke play with such a talented team, and then Zion goes down, and you had just talk about how your game grew.
I mean, we went through many different things throughout the year. He went down. Everybody had to step up. I mean, when one guy's out, you're bound to score more because he's not there. So I mean, it was a great experience.
Do you think the two of you guys could battle out for Rookie of the Year next year? Talked about that at all?
We actually haven't talked about it. We don't really even talk about basketball, but I mean, definitely for sure it'll be a battle. So.
Have you talked about? I mean, obviously you must have out there that conceivably grade A would obviously. I mean, have you talked about the possibility of playing together?
Nah, I mean,
on the court?
Like I said, we barely talk about basketball. Like, it's just life stuff. So, nah, we haven't even talked about NBA stuff at all.
You said you want to be here. Obviously, there's going to be discussions about potential trades and things like that. Did you say to them, like, listen, I'm your guy here? Was there any, given the possibility of trading this pick?
I can't control what happens, so it's like I'd definitely be happy to, play anywhere. I've always wanted to make it to the NBA and be on a team. So whatever team, drafts me, I'm gonna be happy with.
Yeah, have you gone to dinner with them, or is that something that's going to happen tonight?
Yeah, we're going to dinner tonight. Right after this, so I'm excited.
What kind of opportunities is it to get to know them a little better and for them to know you a little bit better?
Yeah, just great to just start conversations, just start getting to know each other. See how we fit in with each other. Nah, who? Oh, Fizdale. Just say Fizz, man. Yeah, we've been talking. We've spoken a couple of times. He just, was at the workout just now. So yeah, he's a great guy. I love him.
How would you describe your game? Is it an old school type game? Do you think your guy can go inside, use his toughness, but also play outside?
Yeah, I feel like a big guard could be inside and out. I use that to my advantage. Definitely, watching how James Harden and Kawhi, LeBron, those guys play. They're unstoppable. So just trying to be like that.
Pressure in New York to be the guy that helps turn the Knicks around. I mean, why do you think you're a guy that would thrive under that pressure?
I feel like I love it. I embrace it. I'd embrace New York. I'd give it my all. Really, that's all I can say. I'd give it everything I have.
You watched the NBA growing up. Is there a guy that you pattern at all?
Nah. I would say there's definitely guys that I have always admired growing up. Like LeBron was always my favorite player. And then recently James Harden. So them two have always been my favorite players.
Have you talked to your mom and dad about the possibility of playing in this town?
Nah, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. We don't talk about anything until it's a done deal.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's RJ Barrett. He's a likable young man. He's definitely a likable young man. And, looking at the way that things are now, there is a very good chance that RJ Barrett is going to end up in New York. Very good chance. And he's going to end up in New York and stay in New York and not be traded. Just looking at the situation and looking at the circumstances. Very good chance. And I'll be happy for it. And listen, he's doing what he can to make sure that he goes to the Knicks. Now, I know there are a lot of people that called him a hypocrite in the last draft because, he's doing what he can to make sure that he can go to the Knicks, but he also said, I'll play anywhere. I think both things can exist, right? I think both things can exist. He would rather go to the Knicks, but he'd be happy anywhere. I think that can exist, and that's all fine and well. RJ Barrett looks like he wants to come to the Knicks. Ernesto, I'm going to come to you, man. Anything you heard in that interview right there that you like, dislike? Okay. All right. Oh, hold on 1 second.
My gut feeling on it.
Okay.
And,
say that over because I accidentally had you muted. I'm sorry about that.
I actually think Memphis is going to draft RJ at 2.
Okay.
So
even though
we're going to end up with Ja. That's my prediction.
Okay. Even though he's not going to work out for Memphis.
Look, to be honest with you, a lot of these decisions are almost when with all the scouting reports that these guys have on these players, they almost make a decisions before all these last interviews and stuff like that. So if he doesn't even work out for them, if he chooses not to work out with them, if he chooses not to have a meeting with Memphis, if their scouts still have them listed like above other players, they're going to go about their scouting reports. They're not going to go by whether the meeting went well or not, or the workout went well. These work when the Knicks bring these players for workouts, they already have the player basically graded. So they're not going to base the player's grade based on the workout that they just had the player do. Those decisions are already made. They already have the player at a certain spot in their board before the interviews and all that, and on all these decisions that are made. So this is just to finalize and just to do, the final work on a player. But if RJ chooses not to go to Memphis and have an interview or work out, and they have him really high on their board, they're going to take him at 2. It doesn't matter whether he gets an interview, whether he goes out to dinner with them, whether he works out. It doesn't matter, and it's happened plenty of times in the draft before.
Yeah, it has. It's happened plenty of times. I still think that it sends a message to them, and they will at least pay attention to that message to say, he doesn't really want to be here. We don't want to draft someone that doesn't want to be here. I'm not saying that they will, and there have been plenty of people that drafted players that didn't want to be there. We'll see. You may be right. They may take them. They may take them. If they do, I'll be happy with Ja Morant as well. I'll be happy with Ja Morant.
But then you have a point guard predicament. You get Ja Morant. You have Ntilikina. You have Frank. Moutier is a restricted free agent. God forbid we try to get him back.
Yeah, I think that the Knicks are. I think the Knicks are definitely going to denounce Moutier. That's the way that they can have maximum cap space. Frank Ntilikina, if he's still on the team, I think that you can slide him. They'd probably try to use him at another position anyway.
And this is the thing: as soon as you pick Ja, you devalue all the other point guards on your team. You devalue Maury, Frank. You devalue.
That's true.
You devalue everybody. You devalue DSJ. I mean, and then other teams are going to see, okay, these players don't have any value for you. What assets do we want to give up?
Right.
Since we know the Knicks want to trade those players. So
that's true.
That's once again, the Knicks got to pick the best player. I mean, if it's Ja, well, then Ja it is, and then you have to move on and do what you can with the rest of the point guards.
With the rest of the
guys,
guys,
you have to figure it out.
Right. Got to figure it out. Yeah. We'll see. Would you try to move up? I mean, how much do you want, Ja? I know Tony Croy said, before that he'd like to try to move up because he also believes that Memphis is hot on RJ Barrett. Would you try to move up to get RJ Barrett? Or would you just be happy with Ja?
I'm not trading up. I'm not giving any assets. Just pick whoever's there. You pick RJ or you pick Ja. That's it.
Okay. All right. Nate?
Yeah, it's a tough one because I do agree with Ernesto. I think that Barrett could very well be in play at 2 for 2 reasons. A, because of the minor surgery that Ja Morant had, and seeing KD go down tonight, these nagging injuries, you just never know what can happen. Also, 2, they have an established point guard in Mike Conley already, and I have not seen any reason why or how they're going to get rid of that deal. So, I mean, it makes sense to draft Barrett to pair with Conley. So, I mean, it's a possibility they could take him at number 2. If I'm the Knicks,
but see, I think that when you're talking about Mike Conley, first of all, their timelines are drastically different, right? When you talk about RJ Barrett and Mike Conley, their timelines are drastically different.
Sure.
Mike Conley is going to be a free agent in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So now you're not. So, but now not only are you looking at him possibly leaving, but if he does want to stay, he's older and he wants to contend. He wants to play for a team that's at least in the playoffs, right? With the Grizzlies, you get a young RJ Barrett, you're starting over. You weren't good this year.
Yeah.
What makes you think you're going to be good next year?
No, the Grizzlies.
They're starting over. They're starting over, and it's hard for me. How are you going to start over when you got a guy taking up $35-40 million off your books?
Well, who the hell's going to take that contract on? That's what I want to know.
I don't
know. That contract's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I don't know if anybody's that stupid to take that contract.
I don't know. I mean, if somebody's throwing 3 or 4 draft picks, if they're throwing 3 or 4 draft picks at somebody might take them.
Maybe, but let's just say for the sake they don't. If you're Memphis, you know you're not going to be good for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years. You've got Jackson Jr. Maybe you get a guy like RJ Barrett. They're going to be good point guards in the next couple of years. There's always good point guards that come out. So maybe you see the future point guards as being better than maybe Ja Morant right now, and you take a guy like RJ Barrett and make him your premier scorer along with Jackson Jr. I mean,
that could be true. That could be true.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a rebuilding phase just like we are. I mean, probably even worse because outside of Jackson Jr. and whoever else they take at this position, they really don't have any other players that, I mean, are high value or high ceiling players.
Yeah, and that's why I don't. And with them being in rebuilding mode, that's why I don't see them trying to pair anybody with
yeah, I mean, that's a very good possibility. But I'll say this: if for some reason RJ Barrett does go 2, and we have Ja Morant, I would draft Ja Morant, and then I would talk to the
Ja Morant.
Sorry, I would draft Ja Morant, and then talk to the Pelicans.
Okay. Well, I think that whatever happens with Anthony Davis, I think that trade is going to happen before the draft. So we're going to see what's up with that. I'm going to come back around to you, Nate. I'm going to come back around to you.
Okay.
Let me get to Isaiah.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, son?
Same thing that's been going on, last 20, 30 minutes.
I got to get out of here after this one, man. I got to go bring my cousin to the airport.
Okay. Be safe out there.
Yeah, well, man, I got to bring him to JFK, man. But, so we talking about RJ Barrett, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I listened to his interview today, man. I was sold, man. This kid has the way he was talking, man. I think he can handle New York. I was extremely confident in him. Like I said, his interview after this post workout, man, it almost sold me, man. Then the part that got me, he was like, so the reporter said something. He's like, man, you talk about Fizz, man. I'm like, yo, this kid got a little bit of character in him, and I like it, man. I'm excited for him. He wants to be here. I want players that want to be here. I think he has all the tools to be great. He just, it's just up to the coaching staff and himself to get better. And I think he's perfect for New York, man. I really do. I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see if he actually ends up in New York. I'm not gonna lie. The more that I hear him, this happens to the Knicks all the time, right? We start to get our heart set, even on a draft pick, and then Memphis Grizzlies turn around and they might draft him, right?
Yeah, that's the big thing, man. And I do think that's the part that scares me a little bit, especially after Ja had surgery. I was a little scared because I'm like, oh man, this would happen where Ja gets your surgery. Now Memphis might be a little scared, so he might go with this next best short thing, which is RJ, which I have no problem taking Ja, but it's like, man, I don't want to keep getting these injured dudes, man. It's like, man, it gets to a point where it's like, can the Knicks get somebody they want first? You know what I'm saying? Well, we just gotta hope, man. We gotta hope that they take Ja and we get RJ and we get things going, man. Because like I said, I think he's perfect for New York. He wants to be here. I do believe the Knicks want him here. Like I said, he has all the tools, and I just want him, man.
All right, we'll see what's up. All right, hey Isaiah, be safe, man. It's
Yeah,
1:30 in the morning.
I gotta head out right now, man.
Yeah, don't get robbed. Okay. Don't let nobody take your chain.
Hey Sim, also Tim, I'm gonna text you in the morning because I wanted to see when you free during the summer so I could whoop you, man.
You about to embarrass yourself in front of thousands of people, bro. I'm telling you, you about to embarrass yourself in front of thousands of people.
Sim, I want
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely it's going to be recorded, whether it's live or not.
I want Tony Cole to be the ref.
Because sometimes live, you know what I mean, depending on where you are, doesn't come out as clear if you're doing it through a cell phone. You feel me? You know, so we might just have to record it and then send it up. But either way, they're gonna see you get your ass beat.
Oh, first of all, that ain't gonna happen. Look, it's gonna be. I'm saying it right now. It's gonna be Isaiah versus Simeon.
Hey, you played a lot of basketball. You play a lot of. Do you ball? Do you ball? Like, do you ball? Do you ball? Do you play?
I ball.
How many times a week do you hoop?
I hoop once a month for the church league.
Oh my gosh! Get out of here, man! You gone?
Sid,
but the church, come on, man!
Sid, don't worry about me.
Hold
worry
on.
about yourself.
You hoop once a month for the church league.
No, I don't. It's not.
You don't even hoop. He don't even do that. He don't even play CYO ball.
Sid, hold on. Don't listen. Don't worry about me.
When is the last time you touched the basketball? When is the last time you touched the basketball?
I touched the basketball about 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
When's the last time you shot a basketball?
Oh, 2 days ago, man. Come on.
In a hoop.
In a hoop.
At a playground, outside. Not a
Nerf. We was in the gym.
Not a Nerf hoop. Not a Nerf.
We was in the gym. Listen, man. Listen, don't worry about me. Worry about you. Tony.
I don't gotta worry about me.
Tony's gonna be the ref.
Son, I'm telling you.
Tony's gonna be the ref. I don't want to whip you in front of your wife and kids, but I might have to do
It's not gonna happen. You don't have to worry about not wanting to, because it's not gonna happen.
Look, you about 5. You about 5'4". I'm
that
about
don't matter.
6'4".
That don't. It don't matter.
I'm gonna take you to the paint.
It don't matter, Isaiah. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave your ankles on the left sideline. You know what I'm saying? And your jaw on the right sideline.
That can't happen.
Okay.
First of all, Sim, I was all world in my team.
What are you talking about?
You don't even know what that means.
What are you talking about?
Listen, don't worry what I'm talking about. Just know
this kid is something wrong with that dude. Something wrong with that dude. I had to get him out of there, man. We finished talking about what we're talking about. I'm telling you, we're gonna record it, and I'm gonna put Isaiah on stilts. I'm gonna make him feel bad. Then I'm gonna send the video to his father. Let his father see him get bust. Tony, man. Tony, what's good, man? Why is Isaiah talking garbage, man?
I don't know, man. I want to get that ball game going, though. we got to start that little MVK league.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go
ahead.
Do you
consider Mike Conley a All-Star?
Oh, man,
Or better yet, do you think the Pelicans would consider Mike Conley an All-Star?
I don't know. Would the Pelicans consider Mike Conley an All-Star? I think they consider him maybe close to an All-Star. I think they consider him a guy that can at least help lead some young guys. You know what I mean? It's hard to say. I think he's he's never made an All-Star team, has he?
That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever made an All-Star team.
That's surprising.
Wow.
But I could see him and Holiday as a real good defensive backcourt.
Mm-hmm.
Because Holiday could definitely slide to the 2. They're both great defenders. Conley could shoot and assist. I mean, the only real knock on Conley has been his injury history.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I used to argue he was right up there with Chris Paul a few years ago. You know.
Yeah, he's probably one of the for a while he was like the best point guard to never make the All-Star team, and it was just because the West was so stacked. You know what I mean? It was so stacked. But man, his contract is crazy.
I mean, he's another guy that we could potentially do the 3-team trade with.
Yeah.
And in that scenario, maybe flipping the flip-flopping the 2 picks, or maybe not having to do that. If they're getting rid of Conley, then Ja would be the guy.
Yeah.
Which would allow us to get Barrett and either flip Barrett or keep Barrett, and that'll be our all-star to go to the Pelicans, or potential all-star.
Right, potential all-star. Right. Let me ask you though, do you still think there's a high chance that the Memphis Grizzlies takes Barrett?
I think I do. I think he's a better fit if they're keeping Conley.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to see them keeping Conley, man. If they, with the way their organization, with the way the team is now, I don't see where he's going to fit his purpose there. I mean, unless they just want a vet around to help lead the guys, but that's an expensive vet to help lead them.
It is. It's an expensive vet, but it's only 2 years. He's got to be like the only reason they would trade him is for him. You know what I mean? And even listening to him, he kind of didn't really want to be traded.
Right.
Even after Gasol got traded, he said he expected it. He understands it's a business, but he don't want to leave. That's the only place he's ever played. So, I could see it going both ways. I could see them, if he wants to go, I could see them getting rid of him. If they get the right package for him, I could see them getting rid of him. But I could also see them going with the youth movement and him being the veteran. Like, if you want a veteran on your team with a bunch of young guys, it's probably a veteran point guard you want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody who's not going to make mistakes, who's going to distribute the ball, get these young guys involved, as opposed to a veteran big and a young guy running the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them keeping him, or I could see either way.
Yeah.
But I don't see why they would get Ja if they're keeping him.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What should we do with that 55th pick? We got the 55th pick in the draft, and just to get everybody, if you're new, if you just joined us, you just logged in, just to update you, we talked about the Kevin Durant injury. He has an Achilles injury. It's been confirmed that he has an Achilles injury. We talked about the different ways it's going to impact the Knicks, right? The ways, Anthony, it may impact if the Knicks were going to try to trade for Anthony Davis, free agents that may come. Which direction do the Knicks go in now? Do they still try to sign Kevin Durant? And then, of course, we talked about R.J. Barrett. The Knicks got the 3rd pick in the draft. R.J. Barrett wants to be a Knick. He wants to play in New York. He said it in an interview earlier today. The Knicks worked him out today. And, of course, we got the 55th pick in the draft. Right? So, the 55th pick, what are you doing with it, Tony?
If Taco's there, I like Taco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure if he'll be there, just because of the success of dude on Philly. Like, he ain't a superstar, but he's shown just with his height at 6. What is he? 7'6".
He's 7'7".
Well, yeah, Taco. I mean, the dude on Philly.
Oh, the dude on Philly.
That came from the Spurs. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, like just him showing his impact. You know what I mean? I could see somebody taking a chance on Taco earlier. I got a sleeper that is probably not gonna be well liked amongst the chat or whatever, but Porter Jr.'s brother. I know he's injured. I think he got an Achilles injury too, a back-to-back Achilles injury at that. But I mean, if you're taking a chance on a dude, I mean, I would probably take him as an undrafted guy because he probably won't get drafted. But 55 is what 5 picks away from the last pick, so it's not a stretch. And then more than likely, if it's not them, just maybe a 4-year vet, somebody that you just seen improve over 4 years.
And see, that's what I think I would do. I would go with a player that's been in 4 years, been in college for 4 years. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I think that's what I would do. Yeah, and Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Jontay Porter.
Yeah.
Yep. They say not only did he tear his ACL and his MCL before the 2018-2019 season, but he retore his ACL in March of this year.
Yeah.
Whew. But you know what? If it's the 55th pick, it's the 55th pick. But how much does that hamper his ability to play basketball? You know what I mean?
I liked him last.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'11". He's 6'11", right? 6'11". But hey, at the 55th pick, you take chances, I guess.
You know what I like about him, and the reason I would take a chance still is because he never was athletic. So I think him coming back, like he was a high IQ, smart, like he plays smart. And I think that's where he got all of his points and rebounds and everything else he did from. Like he wasn't a high flyer. So I think he could recover from it and it not really affect him. It's not like he'll never be the same because he wasn't a jumper. You know what I mean? So that's one reason why I would take a risk on him.
Yeah. Man, what is it about these guys, man? I mean, both brothers injury prone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it just runs in the family.
He actually joked about that. Like,
Who did?
Jonas, what's his name?
Oh, Jontay.
Yeah, he actually said, maybe it runs in our family. Like, and that's another thing, like the fact that he's not bummed out over it, you know what I mean? Like he could joke about it. I think that's gonna go a long way in his recovery.
So in thinking about Jontay Porter, are you just looking at, just talent because he's got talent, his brother has some talent? Are you looking at it in that manner? Because they're just talented but injury prone.
Yeah, well, I like I said, I liked him last year. I thought he was gonna come out the draft, and I would have, I was hoping we got a 2nd round pick or another 2nd round pick and maybe snatch him up if he came out. He didn't come out, but yeah, it is his talent. Like he showed me a lot. Like I was watching the games to see his brother, and like he's nice. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
He actually reminded me of in shape Jared Dudley.
Okay.
Where he had a nice all around game, nothing super flashy, nothing super athletic, but his IQ. IQ is what got him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll see. He can shoot it from the outside. You know, it looks like he can shoot it from the outside a little bit, post up a little bit. Yeah, hey, you know, he could be something good at the 55th pick.
Yeah, he's a utility guy.
Yeah, it could be something good at the 55th pick. I think that, you know, a lot of people are looking at, because the Knicks like Taco Fall, looking at Taco Fall. I mean, the guy is 7'7". It's just hard to see that he's going to be able to. I guess they say that he can, but it's hard to see that he's going to be able to move with guys in the NBA and be nothing more than the guy you cheer to get into the game, you know, when the Knicks are getting blown out or they're blowing somebody out. You know what I mean?
Well, I think already he's more fluid than a Bombo or whatever the dude's name is. Like he's already more agile than him, and he's a lot younger. You know what I mean? So I think it's all about conditioning and training and that kind of stuff. He's not going to be the fastest guy, but he's going to be able to use his height and his skills.
Yeah.
He's probably more developed. He's way more developed at his age, for his age. So I would definitely snatch him up. Somebody's going to snatch him up.
Yeah.
He ain't going undrafted.
Yeah, that's true. I think somebody will take a chance on him, and it'll be a low second round pick with someone who takes a chance on him. It'll be a low pick, something like the 55th pick, somewhere around there. I was just gonna bring up. I see someone in the chat, Zay Mula, said draft Zach Norvell Jr. I was just gonna bring up this kid and look at it. Look at some of his highlights and things like that. Before I do that, let me get to Nate, and then I'm gonna come up to Ant and Guillermo and see what they think. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, man, Norvell Jr. Man, that was my that was my person I would like to see the Knicks at 55. I don't think he's gonna go to 55, but if he's there at 55 and the Knicks pass up on him, they're passing up on the gem, because, I mean, if anybody watches Gonzaga basketball, this guy's a gamer, good defender, and we're gonna need guys like that to play defense, and the guy's not afraid to take a shot. I mean, he played really good with Rui and Clark, but he was kind of the forgotten man because Rui and Clark kind of stole the show. But Norvell's a gamer, man. I like his size. He projects to be a pretty good defender in the next level. He's got 3-point range. Just another one of those guys we could throw out there and just grind. We need more grinders on this team. I think people are all in the flash and all this stuff, and I get it, but we need grinders. We need defenders. I mean, like I said before, if we're going to be a defensive team, we need defensive grinders, and Norvell kind of strikes me as one of those dudes that can really step in, and I'd love to see him in the Knicks uniform or Taco. Those would be my two choices.
And, I think that the Knicks are going to like wing players, guys that can spread the floor. You need shooters. I just don't know what purpose Taco is really going to serve for this team if the Knicks were to draft him.
He's a backup big man. We still need size inside, Sam. I mean, outside of Mitch Robinson, we have no big men. I mean, are we going to sign Noah Vonleh? Are we going to re-sign Cornette? I mean, who's going to be our big man?
I don't know, but I just don't feel that he's going to be someone that's going to last in this league.
Oh.
I would feel more comfortable taking a flyer on a wing player that could maybe, turn into a guy that gets spot minutes or something like that, or who knows what could happen. I just don't think. Listen, look at Isaiah Thomas. There's other guys that went, very, very late in the second round. Last in the second round was Isaiah Thomas. So sometimes you can find a diamond in the rough there. If I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to find that diamond. I don't think Taco Fall is that diamond.
The only reason I would consider taking Taco, again, it's a 55 pick, so you're not really losing a lot if he doesn't work out. But also too, he's a big dude and he fills up the lane. I mean, in today's NBA where you got guys like Harden and Kawhi and all those dudes in the lane, I mean, you kind of need those big bodies, and especially if Mitch Robinson gets a foul trouble, you're going to need another guy to throw out there, because I really do think Mitch Robinson is going to be our starter this year. I really do believe it. And so you're going to need a backup to go behind him, you know. And yeah, Taco Fall is a beast, man. I mean, and if anything, you just give him the ball up top and maybe get some baskets for you and block some shots. And hell, I'll take that at 55. But if Norvell's there and Taco Falls is there, I'm taking Norvell. But you know, I'm just saying. I mean, 55, you're not really losing anything.
I get it. But you know, I'm still would like to try to find, you know, talent.
Sure.
Norvell's.
Who knows? Who knows who's gonna drop? Yeah.
Yeah, Norvell is, you know, 6'6".
Yeah.
You know, 205 pounds. He's a sophomore, right? He's coming out as a sophomore. He and you know what? He went to Simeon High School. You know what I mean? He went to a high school that has my name on it. There you go, right there. You see it on the screen. Simeon High School. You went to Simeon High School, so you gotta love that. You know what I mean? You gotta love that. You know, Chicago kid that, you know, like you said, Nate, that means he's probably gonna be kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can play some defense. You know, he might be a kid. Might be.
He played for Gonzaga, man. Gonzaga plays defense.
Yeah, that's true. Gonzaga plays defense.
Dirty.
Gonzaga plays defense. You know, so you know he might be.
He could kind of be a Wilson Chandler, man. He could kind of be like a Wilson Chandler for us. One of those like gritty, you know, utility players.
Yeah. We'll see. You know, anybody else down there that you're looking at? Or any other ideas of something to do with that 55th pick?
I like Page from North Carolina, but I think he's going to be gone by 55. But if Page is there, and another guard that can shoot, probably not a great defender, but, you know, at this point, you're just looking for guys to fill your bench out. You know, guys that can come in and can score buckets when your starters are out. You know, I think that's one thing the Knicks had trouble with is their bench didn't produce a lot of scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, guys like Page or Norvell, I mean, I definitely think of wing players. I mean, we definitely need more wing players, especially if you want to play the defense that Fizdale's talking about. I think wing players is the way to go.
Yeah,
but we also need big man. I keep hitting that horn, man. We need big man. We have one big man now. And that's
I get it, but I think we can find them. I just feel like we can find it someplace else besides Taco Fall. You know, that's what I think. I'm gonna get around to Gormo and Ant, see what these guys think. Gormo, I'm coming to you, man. I want to know what you think. What do you think? What do we do with that 55th pick? You know, we talked about Jontay Porter. We talked about Taco Fall. We talked about Norvell, Zach Norvell. What do you think?
I'm not even sure. I don't want Taco Fall. He's an anomaly. I guess he's fun to watch, but another guy who just has a weird like gangly gait to him. He doesn't have really quick twitch muscles. You already have Mitchell Robinson. I don't think you need to waste it on him. I got to do more research on Norvell and Murray. I know you said that was Porter, Deontay Porter.
Yeah, Deontay Porter.
We got to make sure that that back issue is not a gene, in their genes, because a lot of times, you know, weaker bones and stuff could be a genetic thing. As good as Michael Porter is, you know, that could be a family thing. So I don't want that to be on our team.
Well, he's already had Jontay Porter's already had an ACL, an MCL.
Jesus. Nah. Then just stay away. I guess the Norvell kid. I really haven't done any work on second rounds. The only guy I doubt he falls. But I really want to take a flyer on Kevin Porter Jr. I doubt he falls to second round. But Kevin Porter Jr. was a guy, I think, that he underachieved at USC. I don't know what the coach situation was. But this is a guy who's explosive, he's aggressive, and he's shown bits and pieces. He's like a poor man's Cam Reddish with regards to underperforming his his talents. I think he's a talented guy. It's like Cam Reddish, where he didn't really get to showcase, and he's going to fall because I don't know how far he falls. But if we could take a flyer on him, I would love for him to be our bench guy, to come in and score, drive to the basket, be aggressive. He's that type of guy, and I think he can even grow out of that. He's like I don't want to say Terry Rozier. That's not the right comparison, but you know, as a 6'5" guard slasher, going to the basket, we need aggressive guys like that. Like we don't like Sim. If you look at our team, we're devoid of aggressive slashers. Outside of Trier, aggressive slashers with some type of height. I mean, Trier I think is 6'5" too, but Kevin Porter to me just is a traditional shooting guard. So I hope he falls, but I got to do my research on the other guys. So I'll be listening to you guys to get some tidbits.
Yeah, and I got to do some more research on guys that's out there myself. Looking at what to do in the second round. Go ahead.
I know you're gonna kill me, but I gotta go back to this one thing that you said. I think the owner. I saw the video. I saw a lot of crocodile tears. I think he's scared because the Players Association is going to come down hard on him, and the NBA might come down hard on him because I saw him. I didn't see any real tears coming out. It looked fake and forced. But please go back to the second round. Hopefully, you have another episode soon to talk about this. But this thing's going to blow up tomorrow. Like we would talk about that, and that's all. I'm more because he really destroyed the whole Knicks landscape. Like KD is probably not going to come now, and he might have looked at it like, hey, he's going to New York Knicks anyway. So because I'm hearing that Steve Kerr said, they asked him, how do you feel about Kevin Durant possibly being pushed back, too quickly? And he said, ask the owner. And that means that the owner may push those guys to have KD on the floor. And Jalen Rose was saying that he looked at KD trying to shoot around, and he did not look like a guy who was ready to play. So I'm just saying, I'm sorry to bring it back to that, but
no, that's okay. That's okay. That's actually quite perfect because Ramona Shelburne just about 3 minutes ago sent out a tweet saying, and I'm going to bring the tweet over in just a second, that the Warriors believe that Kevin Durant's MRI will reveal that he has a torn right Achilles. So this is Ramona Shelburne. She said the Warriors believe Kevin Durant's MRI on Tuesday will confirm a torn right Achilles tendon. League sources tell Ramona. So, yeah. And you can see it right there on the screen. You can see that Achilles roll right up his leg.
Oh.
That's when you see, that's the jump. When you see his calf muscle jump, that's that Achilles rolling right up his leg. And yes.
Jalen Rose said he did not look like he was ready. Sim, out of all these days, since it happened since the Portland series, right? They got hurt. All these days, you did not hear one peep of Kevin Durant working out, looking good until game 5 or whatever, which is not good. So when Steve Kerr sits there and says you have to ask the owner, that means that the owner probably superseded, the medical advice. I don't think you got a second opinion, but maybe the medical team is like, yo, he can't go. We don't want, and the owner's like, screw that. This could really be huge. Like it might change the NBA landscape with regards to how injuries are put out, how contracts are set up in regards to injuries and blah blah blah, and medical issues. What's this other thing? How injuries are like voice out communicated. Pre-game, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's going to be a lot more transparency. They're probably going to have one of the serious injuries, x-rays or whatever. I don't know. Maybe not x-rays, but something more serious like actual statements from the doctors and stuff like that is going to change the NBA landscape. And the way that these players were crying, or not crying, but sad, and like they felt like this ruined the career of a kid who really, they knew he was going to leave, but he wanted to build out his own legacy. And maybe they hated it because he's not going to play with them anymore, but they respected it. And they realized that this so-called progressive, owner, he treats these players cattle just like every other player. You are cattle to me. I'm going to use you up. I'm going to, suck you dry, whatever, until you're done up and I spit you back out. And I think it's, that dynasty, that Warriors dynasty, is done. Now people are going to look at all these so-called progressive owners, the Steve Ballmers, all these guys who are, here for the black players, Black Lives Matter. I look at them as jokes because this is a joke, Sim. This is a joke. This is actually a travesty. I know I'm not saying this because he's going to come to the Knicks. This is a travesty. This is an insult. This is a crime that was done to this poor dude, man. And for the people that say, I got on him for being emotional, but I kind of don't blame him anymore because these guys are snakes. These owners are snakes. They don't care about the players in any sport.
Yeah, well, I do agree with you there. Owners don't in any sport, no matter what sport it is, they don't really, they're looking at their bottom line. But let's see what happens. Let's see what starts to come out about it. We just never know. We just never know. The bottom line is KD could have just said, no, I'm not playing, if he really felt it, that, he could have made that decision. We don't know what happened. But I will say, if the owner knew that, if the owner, the general manager, if they knew that he was not healthy to go out there and KD said, I want to go out there, they could have and should have shut him down.
Yeah, easily.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Remember, Sim, RG3. RG3, Shanahan said, I don't want you to play. And it was the owner, Snyder, who was pushing for them to play. You can still shut down RG3. Okay, Shanahan, you might get fired up. You can still shut him down. The medical staff is supposed to shut that down. If the owner's superseding that and the players pushing that.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. There's going to be a lot that comes out about it, man. A lot that comes out about it. Let me see. Let me get over here to Ant. I know Ant wants to jump in on this. Go ahead, Ant.
No, I just want to. I was on Twitter and it brought to an article. It said they asked Steve Kerr how he felt about it, and he said he's in shock because the doctors told him that it couldn't get worse. So
the team doctors, doctors,
told him that it couldn't get worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a sad situation all around, man. That Bob Myers cat, man. Part of me, because I don't know if he knew or not. It seems like it was some form of negligence on somebody's behalf. I just cannot believe that Kevin Durant was aware he could tear his ACL and went out. I mean, his Achilles and went out there. I refuse to believe that.
That's true. That's true.
If he went out there, he probably was aware he would be in some pain. He would be sore, but I don't think he went out there knowing that he would miss almost a year and a half because of playing this game. I don't think
playing this game. That's true.
He knew that.
I would have to agree with you on that 100%. You would think that, and he's going to listen to, it makes it bad for every single team, right? It makes it bad for every single team and all of their team doctors. It makes it bad for them, even though, the ones that are doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the players trust their team doctors. They trust that the team has their best interest at heart, and wants the best for their career. And this is something a long time ago, people in the chat, they kind of scoffed at me. Not everybody. Some people agreed with me. I was talking about, maybe it was Phil Jackson. It was a long time ago. And I was talking about how it seemed as though at this time, I forgot what the situation was, right? That he was trying to set and I think Scott Perry and Steve Mills are doing the same thing, trying to set a precedent and show the players that we are here for you. So if we're going to trade you, you're a veteran that's been on this team, we're going to try to trade you into a situation that works for you, right? Because we care about your career. And that goes a long way with players. If the team and they feel that the leaders of that team care about their career. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, oh, what do we care? Da, da, da. And, who do we care who we trade them to and things like that.
It matters.
But exactly, it matters because players, especially the younger players who are just getting into the league, a lot of them, most of them are entrusting their career and their lives to the team. And they want the team. Most of them. Yes, they want the team to help take care of them. So they trust them. So it is important that players feel like the team is cares about their career. Even if they know that they may not, they may want to go to another team or whatever it is. They care about their career. They care about their health. They care about them, being the best that they can in this league. That's important to know. It doesn't mean that the team is not going to do what's best for the team when it's necessary, but you got to take care of your players.
I just think the saddest part to all of this is by the time he returns, I mean, this is smack dab towards this is like in the middle of his prime.
Yeah.
But when he returns, he'll be going on 33?
Yeah.
I mean,
he'll be on the downside of that arc.
It's tough, man. And part of me is believing that he may just finish it off in Golden State. I mean, the security. I mean, after this, I can't believe Bob Myers wouldn't offer him the max after next year. He may feel bad enough to give him the money.
Exactly. They're giving what he wants.
Yeah.
They're probably giving what he wants.
And now, I mean, he's kind of turning into a sympathetic figure. It's funny how fast things change,
isn't it?
You know, a couple weeks ago, Kevin Durant's sensitive. Nobody likes him. He's a villain. Now, you know, he may be Golden State's. You know, stuff like this cause
and not to mention
fall in love with players.
Yeah, and not to mention when he was playing, he was cooking.
Oh man, listen, Sam, I was talking junk on Twitter. I was like Golden State in 7, KD is back. I was excited, man. It was good to watch. I guess my biggest thing is I'm wondering how this is gonna affect, because this is the domino right here, man. A lot of dominoes are getting ready to fall. I mean, people forget Brooklyn traded 2 first-round picks, and they had Kevin Durant in mind. We're not what does Kyrie do now? Like it's a lot of, I mean,
changes a lot of stuff.
Changes everything. Do the Knicks just say, all right, we out of free agency, we're just gonna, I mean, it changes everything. Because I don't even think, I mean, they may meet with Kawhi, but I don't think the Knicks are really interested in anybody else.
Really? Changes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens, man. What do the Nets do? I mean, because there's 2 first-round picks, they gone.
Yeah.
And maybe Kyrie doesn't go there now because he's not going. And I don't know, man.
Changes a lot of stuff. So we just had Mark join us. I want to see what Mark's got to say. You know what I mean? I know Mark he said he just woke up, but I don't know. I think Mark was getting himself together before he got on the chat. I don't know if he just woke up. You know what I mean? So, Mark, I want to know what you got to say, bro. What's good, man?
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, I just got up. I went to bed at 8 o'clock. Don't tell me. I turned on my TV just like 5 minutes ago. Don't tell me is what I saw on my television.
What you saw is what you saw, my brother. This man has a torn Achilles.
Is it torn Achilles?
Well, we don't know yet, according to Ramona Shelburne.
But he's in a boot.
But listen, according to Ramona Shelburne, the Warriors believe Kevin Durant's MRI on Tuesday, which is later on today, will confirm a torn right Achilles tendon. That's what the Warriors believe. They believe that Kevin Durant has a torn Achilles.
Guess what, guys? Buckle up because he's taking a 1+1 for next year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go buy a Porzingis jersey, Mark.
He's taking a 1+1 because I don't want to sign him. I don't want to sign him.
Taking a 1+1 where? What do you mean taking a 1+1? I think what happens. I think what he's going to do is not opt out. See, he said he has a player option. He's going to stay and play through his contract in Golden State. So I think he's going to play through his contract, recover. He'll make $31.5 million next year. If Kevin Durant chooses not to opt out of his contract, he still gets $31.5 million from the Golden State Warriors. So I think Kevin Durant is going to be in Golden State next season.
Yeah,
recovering.
If I was him, that would be the best thing to do because he cannot be healthy. He cannot be healthy with us. Because he's going to be a main hog for us to carry us. And I don't think that's right for him to do that for his career. Now, now we don't know if he's really going to resign there. But
he doesn't have to re-sign. He's already signed. He just has to not opt out.
You know what I mean? Like staying for the extra year. The news that came out today with Anthony Davis, that messes up everything.
Oh, yeah.
That messes up everything. And now you give oh, my God. But shout out to the Raptors because they messed up tonight. You gave Golden State another chance. You shouldn't give a team like that another chance because now they swear they can win. I feel sorry for the Raptors. Don't let this happen. Don't let them come back from 3-1 because it's going to be a wrap. But what are the Knicks going to do now?
Well, that's what we've been talking about, what the Knicks are going to do. You know what I'm saying? What is the plan going forth? There's a lot of things they can still do. We'll see what they do, what they plan to do. We don't know. We don't know. It's going to change a lot of stuff. It's going to change the way people approach free agency.
Because
bottom line, it's going to change the way people approach free agency.
When Griffin came out today say he's ready to get rid of Kevin Durant, the Knicks is talking about by the end of this week. And I still think they're going to pull the trigger because I think that's what Scott Perry's going to do regardless of the situation. He's going to do it because at the end of the day, there's Kawhi out there still. And they said they have a chance of getting him. So I think just getting Anthony Davis is going to allow us to still have a type of a leverage to get free agents to get here because at the end of the day, you still want someone as big as that to draw another star player. And I wouldn't mind with Kawhi at the end of the day. But God damn, Kevin Durant, I feel so bad because I think part of him didn't want to play tonight. I think part of him didn't.
Well, we're gonna be waiting and listening to see what the storyline is about. Why he played. Well, we know why he played, but who allowed him to play and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna be checking it out to see what's going on.
I know Steve Kerr must feel some type of way because just like how he said about Clay before the game, he didn't want something like this to happen. And it was a high probable chance of him re-hurting himself because that's all they was talking about if he played today, that he's going to re-hurt himself. And the way he just hurt himself was just freakishly, it freakishly happened because he tried to make a move. And then
he planted his foot, and you can see it. You can see it. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it at all.
I seen it. He slammed his foot on Siakam.
Yeah, but if you go back and look at the stream, you'll see we've been showing a clip where you can actually see the Achilles tendon roll up the back of his leg.
Jesus Christ. Because he's in a boot. Yeah. I think it's Achilles. He's in a boot.
Ain't no thinking about it. It is. You don't have to think about it. We're telling you. Yeah. It's an Achilles. Ain't even got to think about it.
Because the first injury, he wasn't even in the boot.
I think that the first injury was probably, it may not have been a torn Achilles, but maybe it was a sore or pulled, kind of strained Achilles or something like that. And they thought that he could come back and play on it. They might have said that it was his calf. Because if it's your calf muscle, I guess maybe your calf muscle could be attached to your Achilles, but I don't think your calf muscle is going to then lead to an Achilles.
But you know what's so crazy, Sam?
And I could be wrong, but
this one he had to be walked off because remember the first one he walked by himself gingerly. The second one he had to be walked off. Anytime you had to be walked off like that. This is an Achilles, bro.
Right, but if you I strained my Achilles before. If you strain your Achilles, I strained my Achilles and continued to play. Okay. You can strain your Achilles and still play. Well, you don't want to play. You can still walk on it. You can strain your Achilles and still walk on it. I think it was strained. And then he came back to play on it, and it popped. It tore. That's what happened. I'm telling you. So, yep. There it is, man. Tony, what's good? Go ahead, Tony.
Do you think, I think Savvy just said it, but do you think the injury was just bound to happen? Because
what I think
obviously if it's not popped, then surgery is not needed, or is it? You know what I'm saying?
I think that it was. I think this is just my personal opinion. I think the first injury was actually an Achilles strain. I think they covered it up and said that he pulled or strained his calf muscle, but I think that he strained his Achilles, which made it weaker. And then when he went out to play tonight, it actually tore. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had a strained Achilles, right? And it felt like somebody took a hammer and banged the back of my leg down, right? on my Achilles. That's what it felt like. And I could continue play. I played on it that night, but I couldn't play for about 2 months after that, because it would hurt. And then afterwards it healed and I could play on it. But then gradually I started feeling pain back there, and I would have to, loosen it up before I could play, kind of massage it before I could play on it to make sure that it was loose. I always have pain in it till this day. I have pain in it every single day.
How old were you when this happened?
I was about 31, 32 years old.
You was still like you was just playing recreational.
We was just playing ball. We was just playing ball. Yep, we was just playing ball. And it happened. So yeah, and it was strained. I was able to walk home. I was able to continue to walk on it all throughout. But I couldn't play. I couldn't really play on it, but I could walk on it. You know what I mean? And do things. I think that it was strained, and then he decided that he can play on it, and it popped. It tore.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is nuts, man.
It's crazy.
This is
nuts. Crazy.
He's just a physical freak.
What's good, Savvy?
Yo, what's cracking, Sim? How you doing, player?
I'm good, man. Tony, you still live? I'm good, man. I'm good.
I wanna real quick remind all the fans, our Knicks community, that there was a time where we had nothing to talk about but Kristaps leaving. Okay? There was a time where we had nothing to talk about but Kristaps leaving. And now we're all the way to the point where we're acting like we lost KD, who wasn't even on the team yet. I say this to say, keep faith, my brothers. A new narrative is coming. A new narrative is coming.
There you go.
We will always have another route to take. We are in great position. Okay, hold up. Let me mute Who's Mark right quick. Yeah. It being loud, but I want the Knicks to remind themselves that we still that blockbuster team. It was seemingly overnight that we went from losing Kristaps and that being the whole story to KD and Kyrie being the whole big thing, and now we got AD interest. Who's Mark thinks that kind of ruins things. I don't see how. I think it's a great thing that he's interested. I think it's a great thing that Kawhi could potentially be interested as well. I think we're still in position. Okay, we can get some great marquee players if we play our cards right. We can do some work in this draft. Okay, and we can get this next season rolling. One thing I'm not doing no more is tanking. I'm sick of losing. I want to build this gritty hardball culture. I want to dig into this defensive emphasis that we were supposed to have this whole time. Okay, I want to give Frank Ntilikina a real shot. Okay, to facilitate off the ball. Move him around, see how the kid goes. I want Kevin Knox to step it up. I want us to develop, sign some guys and develop. That's it, just simple. Okay, I don't want to do this whole thing just because. This is my concern, right? We got Mitchell Robinson second round. He turned out to be. At the end of it, he was playing almost better than Kevin Knox was on a consistent basis. Like, he was more impressive to me than Knox was. Maybe because I had high expectations for Knox. But I'm wondering if he's a product of being able to get tips from DeAndre more so than being developed by our own system. Okay? And I want to see that developmental muscle come in. I want to see all of these things come to fruition. I want to see evidence that we can build without signing people. You feel me? But still sign the players because we have the cap space.
Hey, Savvy, I tell you one thing. One of the best things that Fizdale did as far as developing Mitchell Robinson was saying, I don't want you to learn nothing new right off the jump. I want you to do what you do best and thrive off that.
Agree. I agree. I still haven't. It's still not stamp. Like I can't put my stamp on it yet. You feel me? I still got questions about dude.
About Fizdale or about Mitch? Because I think, like I said,
I think Mitch is gonna come through. I got questions about, like, is our coaching staff there? Like, if we do get these pieces in place, is our coaching staff there in the position to capitalize?
I think, well, from what I said in the previous chat was, we've seen development in every single kid on our team, with the exception of Frank. From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, every single player showed improvement, development. So that is a great sign. I think what you're saying is our coaching staff ready to have a star veteran and mix that in with the youth?
That's a part of it, but also just to like we've been tanking. Like, I want to see how we do when we're trying to win. When we're trying to make it in the playoffs and make a run. Like, that's why I want to really see us in the playoffs, because I want to see how the adjustments come in. I want to see what they do with these, like how versatile can you get with these lineups? Like who's going to be those guys when the lineup gets real shallow? That's gonna be there, and how are we going to implement these dudes?
Yeah.
Because if we're not in place and we get someone marquee, I don't want to spend 2 or 3 years swapping this guy out for this guy, going back and doubling back around to the executive side to make sure that these guys are the right guys to pair and with what we got going, cooking on the court now.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that these guys are solid.
Yeah. Well, listen, with this whole thing, it's going to definitely impact the way that the Knicks, I'm pretty sure Scott Perry, Steve Mills, tomorrow morning, they're going to hit the drawing board and say, okay, what's next? And listen, they probably already had a couple of plans in place, right? Plan A, B, C, D, and E. So they're going to start jumping to the next plan. I do not believe, I think it would be very bad management if they decide to sign KD anyway. It's my opinion. I do have one exclusive thing that I want you guys to see. If you guys got the stream up, please take a look at it. I found a video clip of Isaiah. Isaiah said he was in the gym balling the other day. I found a video clip of him in the gym hooping. So I'm going to just bring this over right quick, right? And, I'm just saying, bam, there he goes right there. You know what I'm saying? I just found, I found a clip, Isaiah. It was out there. That's Isaiah hooping.
Time to learn.
You know what I'm saying? So, if that's what you're doing, Isaiah, let's go. I'm ready for you. You know what I'm saying? He got the all orange gear on. You know what I'm saying? He got he got his little form going. You know what I mean? So Isaiah, yeah, I'm ready for you, B. I'm ready for you, B. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna go ahead and do what we do. You know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and do what he do. Isaiah said he wants to see me on the court. That's a video clip, ladies and gentlemen, of Isaiah doing his thing, getting ready, warming up for me and his one-on-one game. You know what I'm saying?
Looking like a popsicle.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to get that thing going. Talk trash. We're going to get it going. You know what I'm saying? But, ladies and gentlemen, we come down to the end of the show. You know what I mean? So I just want to get you guys' last words. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that a lot of people want to say to get you guys' last words. And, see how you guys feeling, man. Ant, you want to start us off?
Yeah. But no, we started the chat. I said in the video chat, I said, it's like when you let somebody borrow your game, like your video game, and you get it back and it's scratched and it don't work no more. And that was your favorite game. Man, I feel like, KD wasn't on the Knicks yet, right? But I feel like everything was pointing that way. And I think, they said Kevin Durant was recruiting guys to come to New York with him. I feel like the Knicks were about to be, back sooner than we all expected them to be. So me personally, I got my hopes up. Because I felt like it was about to be, we were about to have some fun next year.
Yeah.
So I mean, it takes a minute, to just put it all into perspective. But we still on the road back, man. We still got our pick. We probably take RJ Barrett, who I don't believe I gave enough attention tonight. The comments he made. I guess as a Knicks fan, that should be the biggest thing, my biggest story, right? Because he actually wants to be here, and as a Knicks fan, that made me feel good. That he thought of the Knicks organization that highly. So, because I think Ian Begley or somebody on Twitter said a couple years ago, agents were steering their clients away from the Knicks in the draft, and now we have guys that are saying they're not even talking to nobody else. So, RJ Barrett I guess he's the hope now for this franchise.
Well, we'll see.
And we got to put all our attention, all our resources, into making sure this kid develops into something. And we just got to go back to doing it, the slow, steady, right way, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we'll, I feel like our time will come. Kawhi's a long shot. I'm not really even going to give it any attention too much. But I guess our time will come when it's supposed to come, man. But, I guess for, my fandom and, for Kevin Durant as an individual, as a person, it's not a good feeling. You want, guys that want to succeed to be able to succeed, and guys that work hard at their craft to get recognition for it and be able to do what they love. So for him to have it snatched from him like that, for something he probably really couldn't control, it's tough to see. But, I don't know, man. I'm still putting it all together, but the Knicks is gonna be good, man. We getting RJ,
right.
We got Mitch. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be all right, man. It's gonna be an interesting summer, and we still got a lot of things to go. And I'll catch you on Wednesday night.
Yes,
Wednesday
sir.
night.
I'll be here.
All right. Peace. And before I get to the next person, I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Weasel the Misfit. The only person besides Tony that gave me a, threw in some ideas about other ways to get Anthony Davis without trading that third pick. I'd like to see you guys, maybe think about that a little bit. Shoot it to me, leave it in the comment section. He said, how about Phoenix getting Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, and Drew Holiday from the Pels? The Pelicans can get the Suns pick, the Dallas picks, and our next year pick, plus fillers, and we get Anthony Davis. I'd have to see how all of that money works out, stuff like that. But that's the idea on how it could possibly happen. Will teams want to make things work out for the Knicks? I don't know. There's got to be something in there for them to make them feel like they're getting away, not getting away with something, but that something is happening good for them too as well. You know what I mean? So it's got to be something that works for everybody. It is possible. It would be tremendous if the Knicks worked it out somehow, some way that they got Anthony Davis and kept that third pick just by absorbing Anthony Davis's contract. That would be pretty much amazing for me. You know what I mean? That would be, that'd be real nice. Ernesto, man, you want to give us some last words?
Yes, so what else is new, man? I mean, Knicks fans just got a reality check tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't make this up. You really can't. I mean, for half a year, the news has been, KD's going to come over here. KD's not even going to play basketball next year.
That's right.
I mean,
he's not even playing next year.
You can't even make this up, brother. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's back to the drawing board again. I mean, this messes up everything completely. I mean, this basically, I mean, what this forces the Knicks to do is just to build organically now, man. It's just that. I mean, that's just the best way to do it. I mean, add veterans to the team on 1-year deals and just keep that cap space open for the following year when maybe there's a potential KD and AD in the market again. So,
yeah,
that's the best thing.
I gotta see. I want to see before I even think about giving KD money. I want to see him play first again. You know what I'm saying? Be able to evaluate.
Well, I mean, he's going to probably, like you said, he's going to probably opt into that last year of his contract with Golden State. And then he's not even going to play all year long. But once he becomes a free agent, I mean, I don't think there's a team out there that's just going to throw him a max right away. I mean, who knows? Probably there is. But, I mean, if the Knicks are still a viable option at that time, I mean, we're not talking about a supermax deal at that time. Obviously, he's coming back from a major surgery. Who knows how bad this is?
Right.
So, I mean, the way to go now is to keep building organically, and just keep using the cap space wisely. Don't give out max contract to other B-type players. That's not the way to go. Look, I'm going to throw out scenarios at you where they can go with this. They can re-sign DeAndre Jordan back, right? And have Mitch as a backup and still keep on developing him. They can bring a guy like Paul Millsap, who has the team. I believe Utah has a team option on them, and they're going to decline that. He's going to be a free agent. They can bring Bill Millsap back, and if you have to pay him $15 million for 1 year, do it. We have some guy at power forward. The thing is, we should build a veteran starting roster, and then develop the kids through our second unit, through the bench.
Right.
And probably start Knox, probably start RJ, or whoever you end up drafting at number 3. But that's the way to do it. Our best ticket right now is just to wait till next year, man. No major moves this year. Man, we gotta collect all our chips back and stack them and organize them again, and just wait and grind it out.
I mean, let's see what happens, because there's still moves out there. I can remember, a few streams ago, not you, but, people talking about, well, yeah, I would take Kawhi and Anthony Davis. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying there's still fish out there. I think the Knicks are definitely going to. I don't think that they're just going to say, this changes their strategy, but I don't think they're just going to say, okay, this is it. We're just going to do it this way now. I think they're still going to, let's see what happens with Anthony Davis. Let's see if there's something that we feel benefits us. Let's talk to Kawhi Leonard.
Well, look, if they trade for AD, look, we can't trade for AD, because if we trade for AD now, what happens is we have to completely, gut the entire roster basically, plus give out picks. And then you think Kawhi's going to come in that situation? I mean, come on, that's not really realistic.
But that's where, because the Pelicans said that they're looking to try to have 3 teams. When you have 3 teams, it lessens what each team has to put into the pot. You never know what can. I mean, if I'm the Knicks, I'm still looking to see what's out there. I'm going to make the best decisions possible for my team, but I'm still looking. I'm not closing off anything yet. I'm still looking. I'm still going to talk to the Pelicans. I'm still going to talk to Kawhi if he's going to give me a sit down. I'm going to talk to whoever else they had interest in. You got to at least do that. And if it comes down to where they're like, you know what, we don't like the way this is going to turn out for us, then we're just going to go ahead and build with the youth. But I think you got $74 million. I think you at least have to look at your options.
Oh, absolutely. And on top of that, it's like 60% of the league is like free agents this year. It's crazy. So obviously there are going to be a lot of options. I mean, I just don't want the Knicks to commit multi-year contracts on players that basically should be 1-year rentals, basically. Even if you just overpay for 1 year, but don't give out max contract. Don't sign anybody to a 4-year deal, paying them $30 million, $25 million for B-type players like in Butler, Tobias Harris, and all these dudes.
Yeah, well, they've already said that they're not gonna give out contracts to players like that. I don't think they're gonna do it.
That's what they said, but now they can fall back and say, well, we decided to go with Tobias because of the KD situation and everything didn't fall into place, so this was our best options. I don't want no excuses, man. Just look. AD, I mean, KD's not going to play basketball next year. Pelicans want the world for AD, and rightly so. They're going to let them build the Lakers roster, and hopefully it doesn't work out in LA. Something happens, and he doesn't end up signing there. He ends up testing the free agent waters, and who knows? Maybe that's the best thing, man. The best thing is to wait.
All right. Well, let's see what's going on.
That's just me. That's how I see it right now, man. Just this forces our hand to wait. So.
All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna be back on Wednesday night, man. So I'll catch you on Wednesday night. All right.
Unbelievable, man.
All right. Peace. It is, isn't it? It's crazy. Only the Knicks. Only happens to the Knicks, man. Only the Knicks. Only the New York Knicks. You know. Savvy, man. Give me some last words.
What's good?
Give me some last words, man. As we heading off
Sure,
here.
man. You know, a couple years ago, KD decided to leave and join Golden State. People called him soft and they hated him. And then he won one, and sure, it was still soft, but I'm talking about the narrative here. All right, I'm talking to who's Mark. Sorry about that. Then he wins, and then you see the whole speech to his mom, and I feel like a big old jerk because I'm like, man, this is about you and your career as a baller. This is not about loyalty to a team. You gotta be loyal to your family and yourself and your goals as a player. And then he went on to win again, and people were saying, oh, they could have won without him. He got into that argument with Draymond, and then he got hurt, and they needed him, and they called on him to be the hero. In my read on the situation, they called on him to be the hero, and he was too happy to do it. And then he was too happy to do it because he got hurt. And now it looks like his career he might pay the toll for that decision right now. And I cannot be more upset about it because I knew he was gonna get hurt. I was like, when they announced he was gonna play, I was like, I don't like it. I see why they're doing it, but honestly, it bothers me because if he doesn't opt in and it does hurt him in free agency, then we're gonna be looking at the Golden State Warriors like the franchise that cut this guy short.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're already being looked at that way. You know, right now with a lot of people, they're already looked at like, man, they did this guy real dirty. We're gonna see what happens. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes out in the next days. You know, the next couple of days and weeks and everything. I'm sure we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about it.
Knickerbocker stay strong, all right?
All right.
Knickerbocker stay strong. We're going to get through this chapter. All right, y'all have a good one.
Peace, Savvy, peace. All right, man. Mark, it's on you, bro.
I'm still trying to wake up right now.
It's not a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. It is a nightmare, but it's not a nightmare. It's not a dream. It is real. You are awake. Pinch yourself so you can feel that little bit of pain. You are awake. I promise you.
Like, as the Knicks do something right in this off season, why? But check it. I think we still make that trade for AD. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because a player like that, you don't want a team to get him. Okay? You want to take that type of player off the market for competition purposes. But you want to take him off because for the Knicks, you want to use AD as a landing free agent piece for other players in the near future, or even in free agent, even for like guys like Kawhi. Because when you think about Kawhi, if they say that we could get him in the front door for an interview, he will look at Anthony Davis and will look at it like, I don't have to carry the load like I'm doing in Toronto. Still, you get what I'm saying? So Kawhi could still be a play for the Knicks if that's the rumors about him giving us a meeting. But other than that, Sim, let me ask you a question. You know the Knicks don't have to give up the whole load for Anthony Davis now, right?
Well,
After what Griffin put out.
Right. That's what we were talking about earlier. You know, there's 3 teams trades. He's interested in, you know, getting 3 teams involved, which lessens the load for the Knicks, meaning that there's some creative things that could be done. So, you know, interested to see what happens.
Bro, and you know who's the perfect team to do a third team with? The Phoenix Suns.
Well, somebody we kind of mentioned that we mentioned that already. Somebody did a super chat and talked about them. You know what I mean? But Mark, you know, I need you to be quick, man, because I'm getting off. Yeah, I'm getting off. You got on late, bro. You got on late.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Yeah, we've been on for 3 hours already.
And the funny thing with KD, we could have did a sign and trade with Golden State, and we could have got first round picks off of him too, because that's what they was planning to do when KD was going to leave. But I see y'all Wednesday, man. I'm still trying to wake up.
I see you Wednesday. Yeah, wake up, man. Well, I mean, it's not a dream. It's not a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? It's a real life nightmare for you, I guess. But
what in God names happened tonight? They got the dub and now KD went down. What the hell?
Hey, Tony, what's good, man?
That's it. I'm gonna try to be real quick,
peep
man.
This, man. Hey, but check it though. I've never seen a fan base get so depressed over a player that's not even signed to their team. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So in love with everybody else's players, man. I've never seen a fan base. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I mean, I get it. I know. But damn. And it's not people act like it was 125% that KD was coming. It wasn't even 125%.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm somewhat God pray for KD, you know what I mean? But it's almost like pressure relieved in the sense that chances are he does stay. Like it's almost definitive that he stays. And if he doesn't, his contract has to be somewhat negotiable. But real quick before I go, number one priority I think has to be AD if we could get him. We try not to give up everything, but it's almost like whatever it takes. And my logic behind it is, number one, he's one of 5 players in the league that I consider unguardable. KD, Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis. So those 5 players I believe are unstoppable. 2 of these guys are in the East already, in Giannis and Kawhi. I prefer Kawhi, or I prefer to get both of them if we can, but AD is probably the one guy besides KD that I think Kawhi would have a hard time guarding, in the sense that he did wonders with Greek Freak, but he's not a shooter. AD could shoot the ball. Doesn't have to be a 3-pointer, but he could shoot the ball. He'll shoot right over Kawhi. So I think I'm leaning towards that being the priority. And then just, we know he'll re-sign, we lock him up, and we build around him. If we could get Kawhi as well, that's a great start with two people to grab. Now, if we don't get AD, Kawhi Leonard all in, and my pitch to him is, you can run the East. You take him off Toronto. They couldn't beat LeBron. They can't beat you on any team or any team in the East. So yeah, I would pitch to him like, you could be better than LeBron. Like, that's what I'm telling him. You know what I mean?
I get it. I just think it's really hard. I think Kawhi is really, really hard because, I mean, he's probably going to be able to run the East with Toronto. I don't know. Maybe Milwaukee is good.
My thing is, if he opts out, he's either opting out and re-signing immediately, or not opting out. So if he opts out, he wants out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel
like he don't care about all that.
You know,
so that's my logic.
You know, I mean,
it's not like we're prying him away. He already don't want to be there.
But if he opts out, I think with him opting out is because he can make more money. You know, doing the opt out, he can make more money than that 31. Well, whatever he was going to make, he can sign and make more money and then sign for more years.
But that's what I mean. If he opts out, he'll just opt out and re-sign immediately.
Oh yeah,
I don't think he opts out. I don't think he opts out and then weighs his options and then goes back to Toronto. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
So if we get a meeting, there has to be a chance. I don't think he's one of those players that use the Knicks as leverage. And, you know what I mean? Like you just won a championship.
I agree with you there.
You know what I mean? Like the world is yours right now. You decided to leave the team you just won a championship with. Like the ball's in your court. Like whatever you want, you can do. So I see that if we get a sit down, I say we have a 50% chance of signing him.
Okay. All right, we'll see what's up, man. Hey, Tony, I'm about to head up out of here, man. It's been we stayed on for 3 hours talking about this thing, you know what I'm saying? And we still 500 people strong. So, you know, big shout out to everybody that's on with us. You know what I mean?
3 more hours.
Probably could, you know, probably could. We still 500 people strong. So big shout out to you guys. I know some of you guys gonna be late to work in the morning and all that stuff. Hopefully, some of you guys are working and I'm helping you get through your night shift. You know what I mean? Hopefully so. But I gotta head off, man, because I gotta get up in the morning. I got some things to do in the morning. I got a meeting at 9 o'clock that I gotta make sure I'm ready for. So I'm heading off tonight, and I'll probably drop a video tomorrow talking a little bit about, you know, some of this stuff, seeing what happens, seeing what kind of stuff comes on or comes out about it. I'll definitely be on Wednesday night. All right, so catch me Wednesday night. All right, peace, Mark. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure y'all catch me Wednesday night. I'll be on Wednesday night, and we're gonna talk New York Knicks. We'll see what happens between now and Wednesday. All right, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified. That's how you know I'm tired, right? So you can be notified as soon as I'm on, or if I drop a video, whatever it is. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Share this out, like it, put it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you use, so that everybody can stay updated on the New York Knicks and what's happening, because it's already getting hot. 9 days away from the draft. So the draft is coming. A lot of stuff going on, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all Wednesday. Peace.